The following is a presentation.
No communities are number one priority. Let's go.
The following is a presentation of Manatee Schools Television in association with TV production teachers and students.
Stadium on the campus of Manatee High School as we end another work week and set the table for Friday Night Lights. Tonight it's the undefeated Hurricanes hosting the area's only other undefeated team, the Braden River Pirates, in this week's high school football game of the week on MSTV. Welcome everybody, I'm Skip Wilhoit alongside our coaches, Coach Chris Comboy and Coach Chris Sandberg. And gentlemen, we've got a couple of undefeated teams that are out here, Manatee being 3-0 and Braden River being 2-0. Manatee leads this series 6-2 all time. Last year they took out the Pirates 10-7 in an unbelievably tight and exciting game. What can we expect tonight, Coach, out of these teams?
It's hard to know what to expect because neither team's really been tested. This will be the first time they play another opponent with a winning record. Manatee's opponents are 1-9 so far, so this will be a little bit of a test for them. Same thing with Braden River, though. They haven't played anybody with a winning record, I believe, yet. So this is definitely the toughest game for both teams so far.
And, Chuck, when we talk about Braden River, they had their game 2 weeks ago. That was supposed to be our opening game for MSTV's high school football game of the week, but it was canceled. So we didn't get a chance to see Braden River in Palmetto. But 2-0, we've got a little bit of an idea of what they're going to do on the ground with those two running backs, with Edwards, with Galloway. What do you think that we're going to be able to see out of these guys tonight?
They do some good things. I mean, I was watching the quarterback this week. He extends plays. He's got a nice little football savvy to him. They put some points on the board. They're pretty explosive. They scored 35 against Gainesville, and they put 40 on the board last week. So I think, running the football, they got some coaches that kind of know what they're doing. They've got a good football sense of what they can do. If they stay balanced, I think they'll stay in the ball game. Both teams are undefeated, but like I said, it's like Chris was saying, they're not really field tested with the opponents they've had. So we'll see what's going to happen tonight.
And I think that's true for both teams, like we were saying.
Correct.
And we're going to find out a lot more because when you look at that level of competition, 1-9 the opponents so far from Manatee High School, and with Braden River, really not a lot of great competition. But tonight, the only two undefeated teams in the entire Sarasota Manatee area in terms of the public schools anyway. So it's going to be a good test for both of these teams, and we are looking forward to a matchup hopefully as good as we got last year between these two teams at Braden River High School. Now, we've got a new feature this week. So we've got a partner of ours, another former coach of Manatee County, another former star player, Matt Arcady. This guy loves to watch football games. He's a junkie, and he has given us his keys to the game. So every week, we're going to go ahead and break down Arcady's keys to the game, dip into that Arcady almanac, if you will. And this week, I'm not sure if we've got a graphic for that or not. Doesn't look like we've got anything up yet. So we're just going to go ahead and talk about it. So he's got 3 keys for both teams. And if we're going to talk about Braden River, the first key to victory is those wide receivers need to win their one-on-one matchups. And there we go. There's the graphic. And force Manatee High to play that 2-high cover zone and force the linebackers to make tackles. And then you can see that third key down there is the secondary has got to be sound in coverage and make tackles on the edges. Let's take these one at a time. Let's look at that one-on-one matchup with the wide receivers and force Manatee High to play in a 2-high zone. How are they going to be able to really achieve that when we talk about winning those one-on-one matchups? Good receivers with Manatee, speedy guys, not just on the outside, but also coming out of the backfield.
Yeah, well, I think he's talking about winning one-on-one matchups on defense. So when they're on offense against Manatee's defense. So if you can win some matchups early in the game, like Chuck was saying last week, run some verticals, go deep, you get the other defense out of the box and into a cover 2 and get less guys in the box, and then you can establish the run game.
Yeah.
I was at a game last night. Carter Mooney was playing cover 0 man, 7 men in the box the whole game. Riverview could not get him out of it, and they had trouble moving the ball. The same Riverview team that put 52 on Palmetto had 7 against Carter Mooney in 3 quarters because they could not move the ball. So I think the idea is if you can get a pass or 2 completed and get them into a zone coverage and get them out of the box, that can help your run game.
And we talk about the linebackers being forced to make tackles for Braden River. They got to force the linebackers to make tackles.
Correct.
That defensive line of Manatee, very stout line, returning them all their starters from across the line from last year. So what we're looking at there is try to win those one-on-one matchups with the offensive line versus the defensive line and have those linebackers fill.
Yes, and if you can, coaches sometimes will just say, we're going to double team the guys on their first level and let that linebacker try to make the play.
All right, we're going to actually take this thing down to the field right now as the national anthem is being played. So we're going to take a timeout on these keys of the game and listen into the national anthem. Manatee High chorus teacher Tommy Jamisko, and the alma mater sung by Isamar Gailey Mateo off Manatee High School as well. The color guard commander is Nicole Bailey. The flag for the state is Jacuda Hernandez. The left rifle is Marlene Godinez, and the right rifle is Ivan Rodriguez, thanks to the Manatee High School color guard. And again, Mr. Tommy Jamisko for that national anthem.
A little disappointed in the crowd tonight. With 2 undefeated teams coming out here tonight, I thought we'd have a little bit bigger crowd.
There's still time before kickoff here a little bit, and there's a lot of people milling around down there. If you look down at the stadium as Manatee High School football team makes its way with a law enforcement contingent, We've got a special halftime or a special coin toss to begin this game this evening. So you're going to see a lot of people down there in the end zone and then coming out onto the field. And tonight for the coin toss, Manatee's got a couple of different things that they're honoring. Number one, they're going to be honoring fallen Bradenton Police Department officer Lee Cousins, who passed away from cancer. So they're going to be having him down there for the coin toss. And Manatee High is also going to be honoring our military veterans and our military service members in honor of 9/11, which was earlier this week. So you'll notice that the coaching staff has got their special, those sand-colored shirts that they're wearing tonight. And you'll see that Manatee, the football team, is wearing their star-spangled blue uniforms. We haven't seen them break those out in a couple of years now. Very sharp-looking uniforms. And both of those are in honor, again, for our military service members and veterans in honor of 9/11.
Yeah, those were our special uniforms we got for the Labor Day ESPN game back in 2011 when we played Miramar on a Sunday afternoon, and Under Armour surprised us with those earlier in the week, and then came complete with a set of gloves for all the players too, with the stars and stripes on it. So it was really neat for the kids to get that surprise right before that game.
And it feels like it's been a couple of years since we've seen it. And going over the captains that you'll see coming out to midfield tonight for the Hurricanes, number 4, A.J. Causey, number 20, Trevon Pinder, number 60, Nick Randolph, his twin brother, number 50, Hayden Randolph, are your captains for tonight. They all have something in common, Coach.
Well, they don't have 60's not out there. They have 54 going out, but the 4 that you named all have something in common. They all transferred to Manatee from Braden River. So that should make for an interesting handshake out there at the 50-yard line today before the game.
Well, Damani Davis is listed as number 54, so we'll see if that is his right number out there. But nonetheless, those are our captains for Manatee High School. For Braden River, number 14, Javon Moore, number 1, Isaac Heaven, number 33, Micah Fedd, and number 87, Cody Kotchak.
Yeah, Kotchak was a big factor last year in the games we did, and have not seen any stats on him this year. I don't know if he's been injured or just they haven't been able to get the ball to him, or maybe defenses have been keying on him. He doesn't seem to have been as much a big a part of the offense as he was last year. His dad was a former head football coach at Braden Christian, Chris Kotchak, and coached basketball in a couple of schools in Manatee County. Yeah.
And you can see the family of Lee Cousins out there as well for the special coin toss. And there's the commemorative coin. It looks like, did Manatee win that?
Yeah, Manatee won. They defer to the second half. Braden River will take the ball. And Manatee will be kicking into the wind, going from east to west with a little slight sea breeze coming in, as we often get here at Hawkins Stadium. There's a little breeze out of the west or northwest.
And before we get to our action in the opening kickoff, I want to remind all of our listeners out there and viewers that this the Manatee High School Game of the Week is an MSTV production that's a cooperative effort between MSTV staff and our students from around the district, particularly at the TV and production classes for the teams that are playing this evening. And we've also got somebody from MTC as well. That cameraman out there on the field tonight is Ricardo Campbell from MTC. From Manatee High School, we've got Chad Cohen, Matthew Monroe, Gideon Rakea, Logan Kuntz, and Connor Proud, and they are led by Mr. Chris Peters, the TV and production teacher, and also Melissa Link, who's the press box manager here at Manatee High School. From Braden River High School, we have Mason Smithers, Jackson Hodges, and Eduardo Roncini, and they are led by their TV production teacher, Mr. Chris Yates. So we want to thank all of those students for coming out here, dedicating their time and helping us with this TV broadcast. And also down in the booth, we've got our producer, Steve Pannone, and our audio and visual technician, Carl Shelton, helping out as well. Your chain crew for tonight, as you see Braden River taking the field, is Mike Parrott, longtime chain crew member here. Mike also played for Manatee High School back in the day, part of that 83 state championship team. Wayne Gunter, George Hamilton, Donnie Spencer, and Cord Zoller round out the chain crew for this evening. And we've also got our officials here.
That 83 team will be having a reunion, I was told, before the game, coming up on the night of the Riverview game. They'll be honoring the 83 state championship team.
And before the Hurricanes take the field here, we've got our referee tonight, Glenn Harder, the umpire, Trevor Thompson, the head linesman, Ken Middleton, the line judge, Dave Boyette, back judge is Liam Grogan, and the clock operator is Bob Scott and Tim Wiseman. And those are your officials for tonight as we get set for the Hurricanes to take the field on their brand new, we haven't even talked about that yet, the brand new turf field here at Hawkins Stadium.
And it is an M, it's not a W, even though from the press box here it looks like it's facing the wrong way. It's not Wisconsin, we are at Manatee.
Yeah, you go back in time, and I'm not sure exactly when it happened, but this used to be the home side of the field where the press box is located way back in the day. And
I'm pretty old, it had to be way back.
Way back.
It was in the 70s when I came to games here. It was the visitor side. So.
And there's the Hurricanes taking the field now. Decked out again in those star-spangled blue uniforms. And we didn't get a chance to really talk about the keys to victory for Manatee. So just quickly, let's just revisit the things that Matt Arcady feels, that Coach Arcady feels Manatee needs to do to win this game. He just talked about the defensive line controlling the game, and that really flows well with one of the keys for Braden River and making those linebackers make tackles. And again, that defensive line for Manatee, a very active line that got after it last year and was a big reason why they were able to walk out of Braden River last year with a victory.
Yeah, how Braden River's offensive line handles the defensive line of Manatee is going to be the biggest key to the game, in my opinion. Coach Jim Cooper coaches the offensive line at Braden River. I know he's anxiously awaiting this challenge, but I talked to him earlier this week about how good their front was, and it's a big challenge for them, and this is a chance for them to prove themselves as a top-notch offensive line if they can handle the defensive line of Manatee.
Yeah, we're going to go over those starting lineups in just a few minutes, but Ian Johnson, Kelly, Al Voigt, Kennan, Tyreek Robinson, and Jerron Hill, those are the guys up front, same guys that they had last year that wreaked havoc in that backfield. The other keys to victory from Coach Arcady is getting that defense lined up to all the heavy formations that he expects Braden River to give Manatee tonight.
Yeah, we saw that last year. We saw Braden River coming out with 2-3 tight ends going unbalanced. That's Coach Sanders is a staple of his offense, and maybe even into the boundary and see if he can get you to miss a line and then bust a trap on you. That's a big part of what he does, and every team who plays them has to prepare for that. But we also saw last year on special teams, Braden River's punt team causing Manatee to call multiple timeouts by using trick formations when they came out on the field and catching the Hurricanes special teams off guard. So it'll be interesting to see if that goes on again this year.
And as we
the run game with those guys, the 4-down linemen, they're probably the best 4-down linemen in the area. Correct?
And here we go with the kickoff from Joey Colonesso, and that's going to be Sammy Levita, who slips down. And he's going to be down just outside the 10-yard line. And on the new field, the turf field, proves to be slippery for Levita on that opening kickoff, and they're going to spot that right at the 10-yard line.
I know that's not what Braden River had in mind, starting with their back up against that state championship sign down there in the end zone. It's not a good place to be coming out first drive.
That's field turf.
So we're going to get our first look here at the Braden River offense. And that first carry, and that looks like Marcus Galloway on the carry stuffed for no gain. And here's your starting offense for the Braden River Pirates. At left tackle, Connor Cafaro. Left guard, Elliot Parker. Center, Brody Lind. Right guard, Nick Mancato. And right tackle, Trevor Dunning-Morrell. Tight end is Cody Kodchak. Joshua Edwards at wide receiver, who will run the football a lot. Isaac Heaven, Matt Schaefer, and then Marcus Galloway in the backfield, along with Lucas Despot, the quarterback. And here is Despot looking to throw on second down. He's got contact down there.
He's pulling.
And that pass intended for Isaac Heaven.
First intended to 25.
Yeah, it's going to be interference there, and that's what Coach Arcady was talking about, winning that one-on-one battle there and forcing them to get back into a zone coverage.
And that was tight coverage. It didn't look like that contact was necessary. The ball was a little bit maybe off target, but nonetheless contact there, penalty thrown. and Braden River's going to get some yards.
Yeah, he just reached up and grabbed his shoulder. It's a good call.
Well,
Ball's in the air. He's got to just go play the ball.
He was definitely beat deep, and the guy pulled his shirt. So, he didn't, 15 yards instead of 6 points.
Left hash.
And that ball's going to be spotted out at the 25-yard line, first down and 10. And here's the Manatee defense. Ian Johnson, Kelly, Alvoy Kennan, and Tyreek Robinson. Jerron Hill, as we mentioned up front. Outside linebackers, Trevon Pender, the former Braden River Pirate. Max Freeman at inside linebacker, Elijah Perry. And we've got Isaiah Mondone, Raheem Sexel, Christian Johnson, and Deron Jean rounding out that secondary. First down. Galloway on the handoff inside. Tough running against that defensive line. Pickup of a couple.
Yeah, they're not getting much movement yet on that defensive front, but they did get about 2 yards.
Yeah, they're going to spot that ball
3.
at the 28-yard line. Just a little bit over 2 yards on that second down.
I wouldn't be running with those guys much. I'd be getting the ball on the perimeter.
Well, we had that throw out there, so let's see if they do mix that up. And, we talked about it last week. You don't want to just challenge a defense vertically. You want to challenge a defense horizontally. Let's see if Braden River gets on that.
Then we got trips into the boundary, now going motion out to empty. A little confusion by Manatee.
5 receivers, another slip on the field. And that ball's right on the money, but through the hands of number 4, Marcus Galloway, who was split out. And we've seen, again, some slippage out there on the field by Braden River players.
Well, they haven't had a chance to practice much on this turf. It's new. I mean, Manatee's had it for a couple of weeks, so they're a little more used to it. But anytime you go on the road and you play somewhere, you got to be prepared for getting used to that turf. Yeah.
So here we go now, third down and a long 7 short, 8 to go for Braden River.
I'm surprised that the footing is pretty similar to real grass on the new turfs that they have nowadays. So it's not like the old AstroTurf back in the 70s or 80s.
Third down, Despot out of the gun. Galloway alongside him in the backfield. And he's looking to throw to the right side. And that's at heaven, and it's going to be incomplete. A little contact out there that time again, but no flag this time. And that's going to bring up fourth down for the Pirates. They're going to have to punt this thing away.
Looked like he threw the ball inside, and the receiver was expecting it outside. And when he tried to adjust inside, the DB was there, and that's where the contact happened. So they're going to punt it away, and Manatee will get a chance to see what they can do on offense here.
And Bruno Roos on to punt now for the Braden River Pirates. And he's got a strong leg. And it's a high wobbler, and it looks like it's headed towards the sideline, and it bounces out of bounds just inside the 40-yard line. Let's see where they marked that, where it went out of bounds. It's got to be near that 40.
I think it's be around the 41.
That was Jackson back to receive that punt, by the way. And they're going to spot that right at the 39. And that's where Manatee is going to begin first down and 10 for their offense that we see the first time tonight. Andrew Heidel at quarterback for the Canes. We'll get that starting offense up here after this play. Got two receivers.
Manatee will come out and run the ball right here and establish the run game.
They got tight splits out there. Oh,
dropped the snap.
And Heidel's going to have to just pick that ball up, and he's going to lose about a yard on that play after that ball hits the turf.
Not a bad snap. I didn't think hit him like he looked away a little early maybe.
A lot of slipping going on there. Slipping on the field, the ball slipping out of the hands. Not even raining. It's a beautiful night for football.
2nd and 11. They're going to run it again, I think.
Going to call that a loss of 2. It's going to bring up second down and 12. And the play fake to Sanders. Nice throw outside. B.J. Bean on the reception. First down, Manatee across midfield and into Braden River territory.
It looked like an RPO.
They're going to play soft coverage. They got that all night long.
Yeah, they're going
to. I mean, good. The guy's bailing like crazy. Kind of a deep slant.
He's out here so wide. The linebacker isn't even a factor when you're out this wide.
These guys are playing cover 3 so soft right now.
And Heidel out of the gun, hands off to Sanders. Sanders off the left side, tries to cut back in, and he does. And Sanders lowers the helmet, lowers the pads, and gets 9 yards on that first down carry. Nice run.
That's a great run. He probably got 8 of those 9 after the first contact. He got north and south, stuck his foot in the ground, and got north and south, and ran behind his pads, got good pad level on that run.
There's another look on the replay of Sanders.
You just see him leaning forward and driving, churning those legs.
Second down and a long one to go for the Canes. Handoff, fake handoff,
Same
Heidel
play.
over the B.J. Bean,
Same play.
right through his hands. And that's going to bring up a third down and a long one to go for Manatee.
Free safety, Braden Rivers playing 20 yards off in the deep third.
Yeah, that slant's there. If you know, like you said, all night long, if they wanted, if they're going to play that far off. Big 3rd and 1, long one. Going jet sweep.
Jet sweep toss, and again a little loss of balance
He's
out
got
there,
speed,
but Keyshawn Smith,
That
nice
was all
job
him.
hitting the edge and picking up that Hurricane first down.
That was pretty well defended. He
It was
just
well
outran the
defended.
guy. Wasn't blocked there on
They
the
got to make the
perimeter.
tackle back behind.
And
the
here's
line.
our starting lineup for Manatee. At left tackle, Derek Morgan, Ray Rodriguez, Hayden Randolph, twin brother Nick Randolph, and Aiden Clark. That's your front line. And tight end, Cade Weiskopf. Wide receiver, Torrey Gilly. Bon Bean, who we've seen already. Keyshawn Smith, Corey Sanders, and Andrew Heidel. That's an H, not a D.
Got a flag here.
And after all that, we got ourselves a penalty. Was that a hold?
Spotted the foul. Coach Bradley's thinking it's a 40.
And that's a hold against Manatee, and it's going to be a spot foul, so it's not going to be 10 yards back. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down and a long 5 for the Hurricanes. And Manatee now 4 wide receivers. Sanders in the backfield with Heidel. That's going to be a handoff to Sanders. Nice penetration by Braden River, but Sanders bounces it out to the left, and he got the edge. And Sanders with a first down inside the 30-yard line. First down and 10, Manatee. Nice run again by Corey Sanders.
Yeah, it was a great bounce, nice jump cut. There was nothing there in the hole. That wasn't where it was designed. That was just a guy, a good athlete making a play there and outrunning people.
And here's the defense for Braden River. Miles Holman, Josiah Nakaso, Christian Figueroa, Zion Newell, Javon Moore, Ronan Dangler, the great tradition of Dangler brothers at linebacker for Braden River. Micah Fed, the middle linebacker. And we'll get to the rest here in just a moment. And Heidel fakes the handoff. Again, over the top, Ramsey Cole, incomplete. Or check that, that was A.J. Causey, the former Pirate, out there at wide receiver.
Yeah, that 3rd time they've hit that slant, at some point you're going to see a sluggo where he's going to fake slant and run a vertical off of it. I think as the corners start to get more and more aggressive jumping it.
And the rest of that defense is Amari Evans, Isaac Heaven, and Samuel Evita for the Pirates. And Manatee now 2nd down. Sanders with a handoff, right side. Sanders, nice job evading one tackle. Got blockers out there to the right and inside the 15 and down to the 13-yard line. Corey Sanders with another first down.
Yeah, they've got to make the tackles. I mean, they've had guys in the right place on every big run that Manatee's had, and they just haven't been able to make the tackle. There's not
Yeah,
much
they got to
more you
hang
can
on
do
and
to-
wait for people to get there.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. They're dominating. Manatee's dominating the front line.
Well, I think it's more Sanders is dominating.
That is correct.
Making guys miss because all the long runs he's had to make a guy miss in the backfield first.
And Manatee's not seen a lot of long runs this year, only 3.7 yards per carry on average. What do you say, a long of 15 on the year?
The longest was 15 going into this game, and that's one of the things I thought had to change. When I talked to Cord Graham, the tight ends coach at Manatee, I said, if you guys are going to win, you're going to have to pop some longer runs.
And that time,
Coach Sandberg says you got to put it in the end zone.
And that time, Corey Sanders is finally stopped, and that was Ronan Dangler. We talked about him. And he's, again, in a long line of linebacking tradition here at Braden River High School. Aiden Dangler, Evan Dangler, both of them stud linebackers for the Pirates. 2nd down now for the Hurricanes, about 6 to go. Sanders again, wide hole there, and Sanders going to get down inside the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown, Manatee. And here's the light show.
Yeah, he's just making guys miss, too. Again, same thing there.
He's athletic. He's making a miss.
Yep.
The athleticism you guys talked about, but that drive was all Corey Sanders, hitting those outside runs, making nice cuts back into the inside.
Correct.
You got to give credit to the offensive line as well. And
When we saw them last year against Lakewood Ranch here, Skip, I think he was banged up and he didn't have that gear that he showed on that drive right there. We both thought Smith was a little more explosive last year, I think, watching that game. But I think he was a little banged up, Sanders, but he looked good on that drive and he made a lot of guys miss.
Joey Colonesso on for the extra point attempt. And it's up and it's good. And so with 7:01 remaining in the opening quarter, your score from Joe Canan Field at Hawkins Stadium, it's the Hurricanes 7 and the Pirates nothing. And we talked about that Manatee offensive line. They lost 4 starters on that line from last year, and their tight end Kobe Keenan. And they've got a bunch of new starters on there, and they're all seniors and juniors.
And that's the unit that takes the longest to gel, the offensive line. You've got guys who've got to play together for a while to really gel and come together. So that's a group that should, as the season goes on, get better and better. They're getting coached up by Keith McMahon and the offensive line coach and the tight end coach, Cord Graham, and they'll work with them all year long, and they'll get better and better as the year goes on.
And Braden River going to receive this kickoff, and kicking off for the Hurricanes once again, Joey Colonesso, number 44.
Not Heidel. He's not kicking off.
Heidel's not kicking off. Even though Andrew Heidel, the quarterback,
he's done
done quite a few kickoffs this year, but we did not expect that. No,
we don't expect to see him this week.
He was injured last week covering a kickoff and making a tackle, so not this week. Omari Evans back deep along with Samuel Levita for the River.
They're going to have to get some quick hitters. I'm not sure they're going to be able to run against the defensive front of Manatee.
From the 5.
Throw some balls.
Well, he fell down and slipped again.
They haven't played on this field turf. That's going to be big, man.
And Levita slips again at the 17-yard line. Check those cleats, man. That's not a good thing out there so far for Samuel Levita and those Braden River Pirates. We've seen 3 slips now down on the field.
At least 3.
19-yard line.
Once again, bad field position for Braden River, and that's tough when you're trying to come out of underneath the shadows of the goalpost down there as an offensive coordinator. It makes the play calling a little tougher, and it puts a little more pressure on that quarterback, and everything has got to happen, just like going into the end zone. Everything's got to happen a little faster when you're coming out of the end zone. That's why teams will practice that. They'll have drills they work on coming out, or in addition to a goal line drill.
And they're going to spot that ball at the 19-yard line. First down and 10 for Braden River. And you can see the score on our screen right now. It is not 99-0. It is 7-0 Manatee with 7:01. 6:45 now to go, in the opening quarter. 3 receivers in there for Braden River. He's looking right. Throws it to Kawchak out of the flats.
They had
block,
a perfect,
right?
they
nice
had a perfect call with a blitz, and they had 2 guys to block the one man, and nobody blocked them.
And that was the former Pirate Trevon Pinder at linebacker for Manatee making the tackle on Kawchak.
Yeah, and there were linemen right there to block them, and nobody blocked them.
2 yards on the pickup. 2nd down and 8 for Braden River.
Perfect call with that blitz, and Manatee came all out blitz with 2 linebackers in the A gap, and could have been a big play. Instead, it's a 2-yard gain.
Despot now.
Yeah, every defender is within 5 yards of the ball right now.
Joshua Edwards in the backfield. He's going to get the handoff that time. Right side, Edwards has got room, and Joshua Edwards past the 20 or 30-yard line, and that's going to be good enough for a Braden River first down. Nice run time by Edwards.
Outflanked.
Yep.
Good blocking.
I wouldn't run in the middle. I don't know what they're going to do tonight, but I go quick game, or you don't want those guys in the middle getting involved because they will.
Yeah, water break.
And after that punt on their first possession, and then the Manatee drive for a touchdown, it's Braden River needed that first down. They did not want to go 3 and out.
Yeah, especially coming out of the end zone there. You got to, if not score here, you got to at least get some first downs and try to flip the field a little. Manatee started on the 40-yard line, so they had a relatively short field. Now you got to try to at least get 2 or 3 first downs. If you don't score, and try to pin them deep and make them go to distance. We talked about how the longest run of the year was 15 yards. So if you can pin them back at the 10, makes it a little tougher to score.
And we talked about, replacing different players from last year's team. Last year, we mentioned Trevon Pinder. He was the starting running back along with Roy Burchett, that Thunder and Lightning backfield that they had. And now they've got Marcus Galloway and Joshua Edwards, who have been doing a pretty good job running the football so far. And here we go, first down and 10. Despot with Edwards behind him in the backfield. And it's going to be another handoff. Edwards up the middle. That time, Tyreek Robinson right there to say, no, sir.
Can't have a steady diet of that tonight.
Yeah, Tyreek Robinson was just untouched, shooting through the A-gap there and making the tackle.
And if he looks big in your picture frame, it's because he is. 6'3", 320 pounds. And Despot just launches it up wide open. Nobody on him. And Matt Sheffer, the wide receiver, is all the way down near the 10-yard line. Going to spot that thing at the 13, 12. And wow, uncovered.
He went over and lined up like from inside the numbers, or at least he has to. His little sleeper play, and no one saw him out there. He was totally uncovered. He only had 10 other guys in the formation. So, Coach Green is coming out to dispute that call there. I'll have to go watch the film to see if he has to come from inside the numbers to line up. So I don't know if he did or not. If he came off the bench, he can't just line up out there.
So he's got to be in the huddle.
No, he has to go inside the numbers.
Inside the numbers?
If there's no huddle, yeah. If you're running no huddle.
Well, if you're running no huddle.
Yeah. Or if a guy comes in late, he has to go inside the numbers and he can go back out.
And obviously Coach Green not happy about that. The entire coaching staff actually for Manatee out there talking with the officials.
I mean, he's a regular starter, so he was probably in and he came from the inside out. So they're not calling any flag, I don't think.
That was a 53-yard pass play from Lucas Despot to Matt Sheffer. And that's got Braden River set up at the 14-yard line. First down and 10. They can get another first down at the 4-yard line.
Well, you got to make him snap the ball again. You got to get in the end zone there.
It's good hustle
to
stop him from scoring on that.
Running him down.
Yep.
Edwards out to the left-hand side, lone receiver. Galloway in the backfield beside Despot. And he's looking to Joshua Edwards, and it's going to be incomplete. Actually had two receivers over there, Galloway and Edwards, crossing paths near that end zone. And it's going to be incomplete. Second down and 10.
Yeah, there's two receivers, but neither one of them seem to be going deep.
Yeah,
so I think there was a confusion.
I'm not sure what that was.
A little confusion on the route. I think he was expecting either a fade or a corner from one of those guys, and they both pulled up at the 5-yard line.
And Galloway going to split out wide this time in the slot. Edwards in the backfield with Despot. Three receivers at the top of your screen on the field side, along with Heaven and Sheffer. And Despot's going to roll to his right, looking, launching, and incomplete, out of bounds. Third down and 10 to go.
He had guys in his face, and he just had to throw that away. You don't want to take a sack there. They are probably in field goal range, or at least close enough to try.
Maybe roll right and throw back left. Tight end screen.
A little tight end screen coming back. You expecting that?
Little tight end screen down here this tight, huh, Coach? 14-yard line.
Throwback screen. Chuck's calling it.
There's Kawchak at the end of the line on the left-hand side, and they're going to get a timeout here.
Timeout, Coach Sanders.
Probably a good timeout. I mean, Manatee's got their 7 points on the board. You've got a big pass play,
big
53 yards that got you down here. You don't want to waste this field position against Manatee, especially given the way that Manatee was moving the ball with Sanders running that football.
And I'm sure Coach Bradley has told Coach Sanders whether or not he's kicking a field goal or whether he has 2 plays to get a first down. That really changes your mindset as a play caller on offense. If your head coach comes over and says, okay, you got 2 tries, you don't have to call a play to get 10 yards. You can get 6 to 8 yards.
That's tough to do on 3rd down and 10 without knowing what you're going to get on 3rd down. I mean, to go for it on 4th down and 10 is a gutsy call in the first quarter.
Yeah, but if you have 2 chances, you can run the ball on. If you're thinking 2, you can run the ball and get 7 yards on the first play and know that you're still going to have a chance to go for it on 4th.
Like I said, that'd be a gutsy call. Let's see what they pick up on 3rd down here first.
Remember, we've seen teams go for 4th and 5 in the first drive of the game. So
we have for different reasons.
Yeah, that's true.
Kawchak and Edwards on the left-hand side. Heaven and Sheffer on the right. He's going to roll right. Despot throw back left, and there's your screen, Coach. You got it, and that's going to be a touchdown. Cody Kawchak down inside the 1, not into the end zone.
Sandberg called it.
I can't believe I called the play.
Well, you have a background in football.
But they didn't block the guy, and they have to snap it again.
And he did not get in. Kawchak got inside the 1 yard line, but remember they had a first down at the 4.
Hopefully they can stick it in the end zone, but you turn around and fumble this snap, and there they are, block them. I mean, that's the second screen where the play worked, and it was a great call, but nobody blocked anybody out there.
Did they get a half yard?
And they go heavy right side. Let's see if Edwards gets that rock. And he does. And the Manatee defense stiffened right at that goal line. It's going to be tight. They're going to mark him short.
I thought he was in.
I thought he was in.
I think he's in right now.
I think he got in.
They marked him short.
We didn't see where that knee hit the ground when he was trying to drive into the end zone. But a nice job of that Manatee front 4. Alvoy Kennan and Tyreek Robinson in the middle right there.
This is where, in this day and age, you got to go quarterback sneak and push him in.
Yeah, this is quarterback sneak when
now
you push him in.
Now that that's legal, I don't understand. I would do that every time. Because
I would too.
You can't. You can't stop an athletic quarterback with somebody behind him pushing him.
Second down and goal. Edwards this time dragging Manatee defenders, and he's driven backwards again.
Well,
that Manatee front 4 rises up one more time. And Tyreek Robinson right in the middle of that big 99.
Did he give it to him?
Yeah.
He might have lost a half a yard on that one. All right, 2 tries at that Manatee front 4, 0 for 2. Third down and goal for Braden River. And Desmond's going to keep that ball. He's going to be under heat, and he's going to be driven back short of the goal line once again. Duran Jean, the quarterback for Manatee, comes up and sticks him shy of the end zone.
Well, we talked about how big of a play it was tackling him down there and then not making a block on the screen. Now they got to try to get in from the 1 or take the field goal.
3 plays from the 1 yard line for Braden River, and they're over. It's 4th down.
It's 4th down. They're going for it.
They're at the 2 yard line, and here we go, Braden River.
Oh, somebody up top threw their papers.
Despot out of the gun. He's going to fake that handoff, rolling right.
Holding. They held him.
And we got a flag in the end zone. That's not going to stand.
They got a flag in the end zone?
We got a fumble, but it's holding on defense. So it's going to be a first and goal.
Automatic first down.
At the 1 yard line. First and goal at the 1. He grabbed his shirt again.
It looked like a mugging.
Left corner of Manatee. Yeah, grabbed him by the shirt and
wait for the call here from the officials,
took his shirt off.
They're going to spot that ball back at the 28 for the time being.
Well, the quarterback dropped the ball, and then it kind of got kicked and ended up going out of bounds at the 28. So it would have been Manatee ball at the 28 if they didn't hold. That would have been disaster for Braden River. But they get second life because they got the first and goal at the 1.
That was 3 plays from the 1 yard line, stoned. So all the credit in the world to that Manatee defense, the defensive front, and they held them there. But that defensive holding call is going to give them a first down and goal, the Pirates. And indeed, that ball is marked back at the 1 yard line. Well, if you're Manatee, do it again.
I still say you got to go under center and go quarterback sneak.
Braden River, they don't go under center at all.
Yeah, line a running back up behind the quarterback and push him in.
You're right. You're right, Coach. I mean, you're going gun down there on the goal line. That's not going to open up your playbook. And we've got another timeout, Braden River. That's her second of the evening.
I mean, you got to have the capability going under center and just push the guy in, because this is the time and the age we're playing now. You just do that.
Let's see if that's something that Coach Eric Sanders, the offensive coordinator for Braden River, is talking over with his team right now. And you can see Coach Kurt Bradley. Well, it's not in the TV screen right now. He's walking away from that huddle. He leaves the offensive coach into Coach Sanders. Here you see him going back into the huddle.
This is where the offensive line for Braden River has to step up and and get heel to heel, toe to toe, and come off the ball and get in the end zone.
So far, Manatee's defensive line has been up to the task, though. Let's see if they're able to do it one more time here, or 3 more times. And in the gun again, Despot at quarterback. Off that right hash. Kotchak with a handoff, and Cody Kotchak stood up at the goal line, and he's not going to get it. They're going to mark him down just inside the 1 yard line, the 4th play in a row.
Oh, that was 4th? It was 4th down? I thought it was a first down.
I thought it was an automatic first down as well.
We got a Manatee player down, looks like 99, Tyreek.
So the chain did say 4th down. The scoreboard said first down. I thought it was an
automatic. Scoreboard says 4th now. The chain says first down, but they changed it already. So I guess it wasn't an automatic first down on the hold?
I thought holding in the end zone was always an automatic first down. Well, you learned something new.
That's a huge stop right there. They put the bigger back there. They put Kotchak back there to try to get a little more size.
A little beef in the backfield. Coach Sandberg over here going nuts, banging his head against the wall. We don't see who that player is that's down for Manatee.
Even a lot of colleges now will bring a tight end in motion in goal line situations or short yardage and have them stop behind the center and take the snap and have a butt back push him in so they have a bigger body. If you have a smallish quarterback or you don't want to get him hurt.
And that's Tyreek Robinson, who's jogging off under his own power now. Good to see the big fella jogging off the field.
Well, that was a long stand for that D-line.
That was an incredible stand.
Of high-intensity plays over and over again. When you
can't run against a defense, I guess. I don't know. I mean, all their plays have not been up to middle.
Yeah, but you don't see too many times that a defense can hold an offense out of the end zone on 4 straight plays from the 1 yard line.
5 straight.
5 straight.
Yeah.
And out of their own end zone, Sanders gets that handoff, and Braden River's defense there to push him back after maybe a pickup of a yard.
I think he took a direct snap.
Yeah, it was Wildcat.
And we thought we might see a little Wildcat at some point tonight.
Put those glasses back on.
And we're going to see it again right here. We got a little Wildcat. I don't know if coming out of the end zone is when I would do it, but.
And we talked about that, getting the quarterback involved in the run game. That was one of Matt Arcady's keys to victory. And we talked about not just with Heidel.
Sanders is a quarterback now, and they're snapping it, and they got Johnson Kelly in there in the backfield blocking.
And there's Sanders out to the 5 yard line. You talked about him growing up as a youth football player. Corey Sanders played quarterback.
Yeah, I was talking to Keith Smith at the Parish game last week, the former Bayshore running back, and he said Corey was a real good youth league quarterback. And
we put a little shake and bake out there to pick up a couple of extra yards.
They're staying with it. What's it, 3rd and 6?
No,
Heidel's back in there.
Heidel's back in there.
Oh.
Yeah, 3rd down from the 6 yard line. It's going to be 3rd down at about 5. And Heidel with a hard count trying to get Braden River to jump.
I don't know if they have a play in yet. It's coming in now. They're just trying to go freeze and see if they can get a free 5 yards.
And that handoff's going to go to Sanders, and Sanders
4th down.
Battles his way forward, but he's going to be short.
And
it's going to wind up being
Their
about a 4th down and 2 to go.
68 got rolled up on ankle.
Behind you. He's behind Kurt.
And so 4th down now for the Hurricanes from their own 9 yard line. And you got to expect to see Joey Colonesso obviously coming on here to punt.
They're just letting the quarter run out, and they're going to punt going the other way with the wind at their back. It's a good play. You don't want to rush out there and try to punt, and you get the wind at your back now, so that was heads up.
That wind is kind of swirling right now. You look at those hurricane flags. Exactly. It was a little bit of a stiff breeze coming out of the west
sunset,
to east.
The sea breeze settles down after that sunset. So.
So we're going to go ahead and take a break here. Your score from Joe Canaan Field at Hawkins Stadium is the Canes 7 and the Pirates nothing. We'll be right back on MSTV.
My name is Amber Serena. I'm an associate coding specialist at Sarasota Memorial Hospital. 3 years ago, my goal was to change my career and work from home so I could spend more time with my family. And MTC helped me meet that goal. The idea of going back to school can be a scary thought, but with MTC's career in a year, it really is a launch pad into a better life. Before the program even ended, I had my first job job offer, a very respectable salary.
Joshua Edwards standing at the Manatee 41-yard line, moves up to about the 41-yard line.
Just
Should be good field position for Braden River here. That was a good stop for their defense after their Manatee made that big stop.
And that's a necessity. I mean, if you're going to turn that ball over inside the 5-yard line, down at the 1-yard line, you've got to stiffen up on defense and get that ball back in good field position, and that's exactly what Braden River is set up to do now.
Yeah, their defense really responded with that stop, with that 3-and-out there coming out of the end zone.
Just don't want to rip the putter, huh? Uh-oh.
Yeah, we've got some.
So Manatee's trying to use what Braden River did on them last year.
The Emery and Henry, but not quite. And that is a little bit of a short kick. It's going to take a nice Manatee bounce. Edwards fields it at the 47, 48-yard line and steps inside at about the 45.
46, yep.
They're going to mark it at the 46-yard line.
Good kick coming out of there.
I agree with that. I mean, you're going to punt from your own 9-yard line, basically punting out of your own end zone, and the other team doesn't get the ball or gets the ball at the 46. That's nice.
Yeah, when you don't have no return, and he basically had to catch it on his way out of bounds, so that was well placed. So Tyreek is back in, so I guess he maybe had a cramp or something was somewhat minor.
The way he ran off that field.
He might have just been tired after those 5 goal line plays.
He was in the thick of that every play.
In the thick of it, 5 plays in a row. So
can they run the football?
You got Alvoid Keenan playing next to him, 56, with that big club on his hand. He's just coming back from an injury. He's a very good player.
Edwards in the backfield behind Despot. First down and 10 from the 46-yard line. And it's going to be Edwards on the carry. Right side. Edwards breaks the tackle. Joshua Edwards inside the 30 and down to the 26-yard line. Big run by the River. First down.
That was forcing the backers to make a tackle, and he didn't do it.
That was a missed tackle.
Yep.
Here we go with one more look at it.
You can see it's linebacker step up in the hole, and you make them make the tackles, and when you're facing Manatee's defense instead of those defensive linemen, and you got a much better chance.
And so from the 26-yard line, first down and 10, Braden River substituting in now.
10 seconds.
And they are at 10 seconds on the play clock.
May have to call a timeout here.
They're going to have to. They're not going to get this play off.
Oh, my goodness.
That's their last timeout. You see Coach Sanders calling for it right now. You know, and that was when we looked at the end of the game last year, the Manatee Braden River game, they had some issues getting those plays into the field, and that's one of the things that really cost them in that loss to Manatee.
I think that was the Palmetto game. Wasn't it the Palmetto game that they had the problems with getting the call in? I thought maybe it was Manatee.
Yeah, well, the last they had that. Yeah, there was two plays in a row.
There. It usually doesn't happen on a first down, though. Usually that's when you're stuck in a tough situation and you're trying to figure out what you want to run. But when you just had a good positive play, you don't want to kill the momentum and give the defense a chance to regroup now after you just busted a 25-yard run on them. So
that's a good point.
That's a tough time to have to use a timeout.
Good timeout, absolutely.
And now
it turned out to be a good timeout for Manatee that they didn't have to call. They got Braden River to call it for them. So.
And now with 11:42 to go in the second quarter, Braden River's out of timeouts.
Yeah.
And they are down by a score of 7-0 still.
No more timeout.
And here we go from the 26-yard line.
He's very deep back there. Last time they did that last year, it was a double pass.
And Despot runs into Edwards. He's open in the end zone. Throws short
He's wide
to
open.
Galloway, and in and out of the hands
Great
of
play,
Marcus
wide open
Galloway.
early.
Yeah,
Incomplete.
the deep route was wide open, running the corner down there.
It was.
They
He
scored on
flashed
that
open
play.
for a second.
They scored on that play last year against Manatee, I believe.
Second down and 10 now for Braden River from the 26-yard line. 3 receivers now to the field side.
They only got 2 guys out there.
Yep, 2 over 3 for Manatee.
2 and 3, yeah.
But they got 2 safeties.
I was going to say, where's that safety at?
He's way off. If they throw
He
a
is
bubble,
way off.
they throw a bubble out there, they got plenty of room.
Golly.
And Braden River unable to take advantage of that numbers mismatch, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 10 now from the 26-yard line.
As soft as the safeties was playing there, you want to run a hitch and on a slant and run right at them.
Run right into the traffic.
Yeah, closing the gap down for them, for the defense instead of getting the ball out on the perimeter.
And this is a big 3rd down conversion coming up here for Braden River. Probably not in the most comfortable field goal spot right now for Bruno Roos, even though he's a pretty good field goal kicker. You'd like to get closer than this. You'd like to get it 1st down.
Watch for another screen here. There's the screen.
And Despot's looking short. And
Oh, they
popped
played
right
well.
there. Galloway catches the ball, and he's brought down immediately.
You got to block people.
They're not blocking anybody on the screens.
Elijah Perry, the senior linebacker for Manatee, on the spot to drop him. And that's going to be a loss of a loss of a yard.
4th and 11. They're going to go field goal.
They're going to call that a loss of 2 yards, actually, put the ball back at the 28-yard line. So that's going to make it 2 yards more difficult for Roos. And that play clock rolling down.
So it's a 45-yarder.
And that kick by Roos is going left. It's going to be no good, and Manatee's going to take over at that spot.
It went through 2 of the rungs on the ladder, though. I think the extra points credit for that. You don't get 5 points for that?
You get nothing. So Braden River, after driving the length of the field and not able to get that ball in there from 5 tries from the 1-yard line, able to stop Manatee 3 and out, get the ball back in good field position, and then unable to convert.
Yeah, they're getting big plays in it, but they're not getting in the end zone on those big plays. And then when Manatee makes them snap it again and again, they've been able to stop them.
And so Manatee's going to take over at the 20-yard line. 1st down and 10. Heidel back behind center. 2 receivers to the left. Fake the handoff to Sanders, and he's going to go back right side, open, and unable to hit the receiver.
Weiskopf.
Tight end Weiskopf.
We got a flag, either holding or roughing the pass. They're holding on Manatee. Looks like in the backfield. That's going to be a big penalty there. That's going to push them back.
You got it, Coach. Holding. Looking to mark that ball back at the 10-yard line. 1st down and 20. And if you're Manatee, now you're looking to get off basically out of the shadow of your own end zone once again. Braden River's defense up to the task last time. Let's see if they can do it again. Behind the chains, Manatee's going to throw it again on 1st down. Got a receiver, BJ Bean, out at the 25-yard line. Pick up a 15, 2nd down and 5. Nice play.
Bonchavier Bean's dad played at Manatee back in the 90s, and Coach Sandberg coached him. He was an electric receiver who could play anywhere on the field. Very high football IQ.
And Bond Sr. now coaching the Manatee JV squad. 2nd down and 5. Heidel's going to throw again, looking deep. Good coverage out there by Braden River. Nice defense. Outstanding job that time by Omari Evans in the secondary. Good throw by Heidel. Better play by Evans.
That's great secondary play, knocking it away there.
Very good play by 25 there, Evans at Braden River.
That's what they call a PBU.
Played the ball. He did not reach, grab the receiver and pull him on his shoulder. He just played the ball and slapped it away.
And that sets up Manatee with a 3rd down and 5. And, you know, Manatee, after running the football as well as they did on their opening possession, not able to uncork things here with Sanders on either one of these ensuing drives. Now, granted, last time they had Sanders out of the Wildcat formation in his own end zone. But this time they've been throwing the ball pretty much every down here on this possession.
Called time and sent 44 off for equipment. Some equipment violation, shoulder pad, or a back pad sticking out or something like that. So you lose one of your top defensive linemen on a 3rd and 5. That's not good.
And Heidel is going to throw it again, looking right side. Got a receiver. Nice catch going up and grabbing that ball.
First down.
Yep, little hitch route, playing soft.
That's A.J. Causey, the former Pirate. First down and 10 for Manatee.
Did a nice job catching a high point in that ball and catching it.
Yep.
Catching it out there with his hands.
And that ball's going to be spotted at the 34-yard line. First down and 10 for the Canes.
Chuck loves that hitch, don't you, Chuck? they threw the hitch finally. I don't know why they waited
I mean,
so
if you're
long.
soft coverage, you just keep throwing
All
it.
day long.
Then you got your hitch and go. You got your slants.
We used to call that the gift.
The RPO
skip.
here when he's faking it and hitting Bon Bean. I mean,
That's tough to
it's
execute.
going to be there
slant.
again. I mean, they got a steady diet of this, really.
Keyshawn
if they
Smith
want
and
it.
Corey Sanders that time, and it's going to be Sanders with a handoff, and Sanders going nowhere. Nice job by that defensive front for Braden River that time. No gain on the play. And that was Josiah Nicasio, a senior defensive end in there. A defensive tackle. Heidel got a receiver open. Nice job that time. Weiskopf again right at the sticks.
Downfield. It's coming back. We got Lyman way downfield. That was an RPO, but you can't hold it that long.
68's
An
way
RPO.
downfield. Yeah, that's Lyman.
There was probably
downfield.
3 of them downfield. 68 was
They
the
call
farthest
it?
down. Yeah, he called
Yeah,
it.
he got it right back at the 40-yard line.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's on an RPO. You got to get the ball out because you got Lyman to run block, and they don't know the difference. And if you hold on to the ball like that, and unless you're going to hold on to it and drop it off on a bubble or a slip route to the flat that's caught behind the line of scrimmage, you can't hold it. You got to get the ball out quick, or you get Lyman downfield. I'm really surprised that Manatee is not running the ball effectively inside. Because, they're playing cover 3. The free safety's 20 yards deep. They're walking, a strong safety out. So they're playing with 6 in the box sometimes. And Manatee that time had 2 backs, and they still only had 6 in the box, and they were able to stuff it pretty good.
And you see the call right there. Illegal man downfield. That ball's going to be spotted at the 29-yard line. Second down and about 15 to go.
I mean, once again, you got a 6-man box and kind of a soft 6-man box, really a 5-man box. You should be able to run it.
There's your inside
And that's what
handoff,
they did.
Smith. And Smith with a huge run. And Keyshawn Smith inside the 40, inside the 30, one man to beat.
That kid's
And
electric,
boom,
man.
Keyshawn Smith going the distance, 71 yards, touchdown Manatee. And there's the light show again.
And I hate to tell Keith Smith this, but he was never that fast.
You know what?
If Keith's listening.
I don't think they were lined up right defensively. They're coming and going. It's just one of those things.
It was
man.
like I said, it was a really
You gotta
light
be sound
box.
defense,
They had 5 guys in the box, and
If
you
you
should
let that
run
guy,
it.
well, you let him
That's
get
what
to
they
second
did.
level. It's pretty much done.
Yeah, it was a nice cut.
So 71 yards for Keyshawn Smith and the Hurricanes.
Sideline warning on Braden River. That's all the flag was.
And Joey Colonesso on to tack one more point on. 13-0 your score with 8:35 remaining in the quarter.
Well, so much for the 15 yards being the longest run of the year. That's what they needed going into this game.
That'll up your average yards per carry.
Yeah, and get you in the end zone, more importantly.
And that was your inside run. That thing started inside before he bounced it out.
Yeah, no, it was zone read, and he cut it back and made a good read.
And
Then he just outran people. When he accelerated, he's got another gear and ran by people.
I didn't think he was going to beat that last defender down there.
3 guys had angles on him, and he kept going faster and faster and just outran them. Good run.
And again, 8:35 to go in the opening half. Manatee 14-0 over Braden River now. And so we've had some big plays. Despite the lack of points for Braden River, they've had some big plays as well. But they turned it over on downs. Had some penalties that took them out of field goal range, pushed them back out of field goal range a little bit.
They haven't been able to finish the play like he just did. They have 2 long plays, but they got tackled. And as Chuck used to say, standing on top of this press box 25 times a game, we got to make them snap it again. You got to run them down and make them snap it again.
You got to score
and
from
again,
1 yard
and again.
out.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to get in the end zone. You got to
But
push.
when you get a long run, that screen, Kowchek had, they got to make a block. He's got to get in.
right there, man. That was not good. So
You can't, the 70-yard run, you got to score or pass. You got to get in. It's tough in high school football against a good competitor to keep putting together positive plays and score when you're equal talent.
That is correct.
When you do get your one big play and someone blows an assignment, you got to score on it. You got to take advantage of it.
That's why you run the reverse from inside the 30, so when you break it, you actually score
get in the end
before they
zone.
get there.
And Omari Evans and Sammy Levita back. Levita with 2 kickoff returns so far, slipped on both of them, and it's going to be Levita again at the 13. And he'll take that
was a
ball
decent
out just
return there.
inside the 30.
Where are they marking it? Go on.
And that actually looked like Brandon Wolf. Was that 24? No, it's 21. Okay.
28
Yep.
yard line.
And that ball is going to be spotted at the 28, where Braden River is going to take over first down and 10. 8:30 to go in the opening half. And they need to get something cooking right here, down 2 scores. And we got Edwards coming back, motioning back into the backfield, setting up shop next to Despot. You've got Konchak sitting there in an H-back spot in the backfield as well. 2 wide receivers at the bottom of your screen. It's Edwards on the handoff, left side. Edwards, nice pickup right there on first down, 5 yards.
That's a good run. He really I like the way he finished the run there.
Lowered his pads.
Yep.
I like that.
Got behind the pads and ran low, and he delivered the blow. Be the hammer, not the nail.
You know, it's not quite the thunder and lightning that we saw with Trevon Pender and Roy Burchett last year, but Edwards has bulked up since last year, and he's got a little bit of heft to him. So they've got a little bit of a facsimile of that thunder and lightning with Edwards and Galloway this year.
Yeah, I know he's listed as a wide receiver. I like him as a running back, though.
I do
think
too.
He looks good.
Thick lower body. Again, same formation. And this time they're going to throw. Despot got a receiver between 2 defenders. Nice ball and dropped. Galloway had it in his midst that time, right between 2 defenders. Beautiful throw, incomplete.
Wow, that was close to being intercepted as well.
Maybe could have put a little more air under the ball.
Well, I mean, he got it in there. I'm not sure if you want to make that throw into that coverage.
There's 2
but
guys
he
on
did get
one.
it
It should have
there.
been an interception.
Yeah.
Because it's not really a good read with 2 guys over the top like that.
But then it got through him, and I thought if Galloway, can hang on to it, you got a big play. Now instead you got 3rd and 5, and this is big. You don't want to go 3 and out after that score.
I don't see anything where we're clearing out and the guy's running a dig route, little intermediate route, clear out, run the dig.
Occupy
boom,
that
it's
other
open.
defender.
Yeah. Conceptually, we need to have some of that. Would be nice.
You got Heaven to the bottom of your screen right now. Konchak lined up again as the H-back. And Sheffer in motion. 3rd and 5. Rolling right.
First down.
And that's Sheffer. And Sheffer's got the ball outside the 40-yard line.
7.
First down and 10, Braden River, and they needed that.
7's a good ball player. I'd get him the football.
They did.
I mean,
is it pronounced Sheffer or
he's,
Schaefer?
Intermediate route, long
Sheffer.
route, hitch routes.
Because I thought it was Schaefer. I thought
It could be.
I think he transferred from Parrish, if I'm not mistaken. Was a baseball player. Was a good baseball player back in Little League.
But there's no A's
Catcher.
there. So,
Maybe it's a different kid.
could be the same.
I've been wrong once or twice.
I'm wrong every day.
Usually not about people and their names, though. That part I'm pretty good on. And their backstory.
First down and 10 from the 43-yard line. Despot. He's going to fire it out to Heaven in the flats. And nice move, Isaac Heaven. And wow, he's off to the races. Big play right there into big Manatee territory.
That's much more effective than trying to throw a slant where you're trying to hit a guy on the run. Get him the ball out there. And that's what you have to do in high school football. You have a couple athletes on your team. You got to get them the ball out there away from those 4 big guys that are real big and strong and knock people over, and you got to let them run and make people miss.
And when you're on that perimeter, just make one guy miss.
That's
You
all
got
it
a
takes.
big chunk,
Yep.
and they got it. So that ball is going to be now at the 36. First down and 10.
And then they need this. They need a score here. They
They're
need to
doing
win
some
and get a
good
touchdown
things. They
here.
just got to score points.
Yeah, they got to score a touchdown here
it's just the way
and
it
keep
is.
them in this game.
Again, Coach Eric Sanders, the offensive coordinator for Braden River, going up against Travis Beatty, the D coordinator for Manatee
Kind
right
of a
now.
compressed formation here. Everybody's in tight.
Going to be a run.
A little reverse.
Oh, a little trickeration. Ooh, he almost dropped that ball. And a missed tackle in the backfield, but he still doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage. Edwards dropped at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, that could have been a disaster because he did look like he was bobbling the ball on the handoff, and then he got hit right after that, and he was managed to make one guy miss and get back 2 or 3 of the yards. They only lost 5. But behind the sticks now at 2nd and long, probably I'd be looking for one of those screens. The screens have been open if they block people, if the lineman can get a block downfield.
Read my mind. Galloway in the backfield this time alongside Despot. Edwards and Sheffer out to the left. Kawchak, right side of the line. And that's a high snap brought in by Despot. He's under pressure already. And Despot's looking downfield and just dumps it off. That's an ineligible receiver. We got a late hit out of bounds.
We got a late hit right there.
And that's just not a heads-up play by the Manatee defense. You got to let that one go.
And you saw Ian Kelly Johnson go right over to number 40 and Colt grab him by the shoulders and say, look, you got to keep your head. You can't do that. I mean, they knew it. The Manatee players knew it. The Manatee did it.
And that, you talk about having a team on the ropes, down 14-0. They've got behind the change, 2nd down and long, going to be 3rd down and long. And that's going to give them automatic 1st down. That ball's coming all the way inside the 25 or down to the 25-yard line.
It's probably a roughing the passer even if he's not out of bounds, but you put on top of the fact that he's a yard out of bounds as he hits him, because he was falling out of bounds as he threw the ball, and then he hit him, so that's not a smart play there.
No. You'd like to say it's an effort play.
It is. It's an effort. It's aggression play, and, as coaches, you don't get too mad about that. The kid's running all the way across the field, chasing him down. He's running 40 yards. It's hard to pull up, that kind of stuff. I understand. You don't want to take away the aggression.
Absolutely, but the context of that, having them in 3rd down and 15 rather than a 1st down.
Yeah, it was really bad as far as the situation, but those things will happen, and I think coaches understand that more than a jumping off sides or taking a punch at somebody after the play's over. Those kind of plays, you just can't tolerate.
I'm reflecting back. Braden River's done some good things. I'm beating a dead horse here. You got to get in the end zone and quiet the score down. 7-7. They're moving the ball, and they're doing some good things. I like their play action stuff. Guys are open.
And that's why that's such a big penalty, because you're giving more life to this team. I mean, you're going to be in a very difficult 3rd down otherwise.
A tight end screen back this way. I mean, it's just some things they're doing. It's pretty good, not bad. Some intermediate routes, stretching guys and bringing guys across the middle.
They're mixing it up.
And like we said, neither one of these teams has played a team this good yet this year, probably. So, this is, definitely, for Braden River, Gainesville's got no wins. They had no wins last year. Lakewood Ranch, not nearly as talented as Manatee is. So this is a step up in competition.
Galloway, left side. Galloway cuts it back for a pickup of 5 yards on 1st down. That's a nice pickup.
That's a good bounce by Galloway there.
It was a good bounce.
Tackle made by Javon Pinder as well, the former Pirate.
So what you're saying is they're forcing the linebackers to make the tackles, right?
That was one of the keys to victory.
Yes, avoiding those front 4. Keep those guys under control. Like Ian Kelly Johnson, we have not heard his name much tonight.
He was active down in that goal line stand in the mix.
He was. Yeah, last year though, when we did him against Palmetto, he was all over the place. He was getting held right there. They got away with one there.
And that's going to be close to another 1st down, maybe a little bit shy. Galloway with maybe the length of the football to go.
They seem to be getting a little push here.
They haven't had a lot of success on the 1-yard plays yet tonight, though. They've had 5 of them. So
we talked about Ian Johnson Kelly. I remember that play last year against Braden River. They had a 4th down and 10 conversion they went for, and Ian Johnson Kelly stormed in there, got a huge sack, and that led to Manatee's first touchdown to tie that game up at 7 in the 1st quarter. And that score remained 7-7 until the 4th quarter when Manatee got a field goal. Edwards, short yards to go. He's got it. Edwards cuts it back. Edwards into the end zone. Touchdown, Braden River. And now we've got a ball game, 14-6 with the extra point pending. 4:33 to go in the opening half. Nice cut back by Edwards that time. You like him at running back? So do I.
I like him a lot at running back.
And there we go. Got that corrected.
The stadium scoreboard's going crazy. They got Manatee up 99-6. I guess that's their wishful thinking. It's 14-6 though, and getting ready to be 14-7, I think.
You can't even say home cooking on the scoreboard because that's usually done by an official.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a bad snap that time, and we got a flag down. Is that offsides?
I don't know. Somebody moved.
False start.
They get another chance.
Oh, that helps them.
There you go.
Wow.
I think they should change the rule if you have a false start on it.
Should be
Extra
able to
point,
decline
it should
that.
be no good. Automatic no good.
I
Team
decline
should
it.
not be rewarded for a mistake.
And that is a huge break.
And with his leg, it's not no issue at all. I mean, this, he's got. We saw him last year in pregame and during the game kicking balls, from 50 yards. He's got 50-yard length.
He does. He's already got an offer from University of Louisiana Monroe.
Lame
And that's
man.
blocked. Nice job that time.
Came off the corner.
Was that Bond Bean?
No, it's
No.
number 3.
Number 3.
Tyrone Jackson. Tyrone Jackson. Not Tyrone. Yes. Not his dad or his brother.
Wow. I mean, Jackson just came flying in like a missile and just kept going towards the sideline.
Right off the field.
So 2 extra point attempts, basically. They get a do-over, and Manatee says, no, sir. 14-6, your score from Joe Canan Field at Hawkins Stadium. And that's a big missed extra point.
That's
Take a little
big.
wind out of their sail on top of it with the momentum now, maybe jumping back a little bit to Braden River's side.
Yeah, that's that. At least they're still within 1 score though now. So with the 2-point conversion. So
Indeed.
although they, like I said, they've been struggled on their short yardage plays this year tonight down in the end zone. So
And Roos is going to tee this thing up at the 40. Keyshawn Smith and Bon Bean back to receive the kickoff.
we'll see if he can get this in the end zone. He got 2 pretty good returners back there.
That's going to go to Keyshawn Smith, and it's returnable at the 4.
Oh, he fell down?
He didn't have the ball, though.
They
slipped.
called him down.
Wow, it didn't look like he had possession. So we saw that with the
Yeah.
opening kickoff with Braden River and Samuel Levita slipping, and now
Same end of the field. I wonder if that field's a little slick down there maybe. That's where the receiver slipped earlier. That's where the kick returner slipped twice for Braden River and once for Manatee. So might have that new turf, might be a little slick down there. It hasn't been broken in, or they don't have enough fill.
our instant replay not really operational right now. Got some bugs in the system, so we can't take another look at that. But it didn't look like he had possession when he was on the ground, but the officials right there, and they call him down at the 4-yard line, and Manatee is in a hole.
And coming out of their end zone again. We've seen a lot of that tonight. After the first possession, all their field possession has been
And
bad.
that's-
He's got a hole.
Nice job by Corey Sanders running out there and a pickup of 10 yards on first down, and that's actually Keyshawn Smith.
Yep.
So a nice pickup to get out of that hole by the Hurricanes, and Smith has got him set up shop just outside the 10-yard line, or the 15-yard line now. First down and 10.
I think Manatee will just keep running inside here. Oh,
they're
they're
gonna
going to try
throw
to
it.
throw.
They got a receiver
He's open.
open. Wow,
Good
nice
hit.
stick there. Torrey Gilly, the receiver, holds on to that football.
First
He's
down.
going to be right there at the chains once again.
They gave it to him. First down.
Yep, they're moving the chains, so that's another first down for Manatee. Back-to-back plays, and they are on the move and definitely out of the shadow of their own end zone now.
They're just pushing guys, and they're soft. They're going to turn and just catch a football.
And look at those outside corners again, Coach.
I think they'll be throwing again. Yep.
They're going to the top of the screen, and the receiver slips down. B.J. Bean, that ball might have been a little behind him to begin with, but again, more slippage out there. Second down and 10 now for the Hurricanes.
Like the backer got underneath the receiver and he could have picked it.
If it was a good throw, it might have
Yeah.
been. But as it is, it's incomplete. Second down and 10. And Coach Green getting to play into Andrew Heidel and that Hurricane offense. Keyshawn Smith in the backfield.
They're going to run the ball here.
We got a flag down, play stopped.
Illegal
It's
motion.
going to be on the offense, false start. Or legal motion. So the Hurricanes with another penalty. Those are those pre-snap penalties you talked about, Coach, the ones that you really, as a coach, have a little bit of an issue with.
Yes, those are ones you can't do anything about. I mean, they kill you.
Especially when you have an incomplete pass on first down. You're already at 2nd down and 10 behind the sticks, and now 2nd down and 15.
They're going to run it again now.
They are. They got a hole out there. Keyshawn Smith, one man to beat. Got a blocker out there, and Smith hits the corner and driven out of bounds at the 33-yard line.
Just
That's going to be a nice pickup on 2nd down, 3rd down and 2. Good running again by Keyshawn Smith.
Another good bounce. He's got another gear. He's electric.
They just got to put 3 of just running backs. They're fast. I mean, they get in the second level.
Well, that's what made the idea of them running that wildcat out of the end zone earlier so intriguing. If you can get Corey Sanders and him in the backfield at the same time, obviously 2 of your better athletes. I don't want to have one of them on the bench at all times.
Go 3rd down and 2. Keyshawn Smith tries the outside, back inside, weaves his way for a 1st down. He's going to be right at the sticks, and it looks like he's got it. And indeed he does.
And here comes Sanders now. Sanders is coming in. He'll get Smith a breather.
There's our guy Mike Parrott out of that chain crew getting it done. 1st down and 10 for the Hurricanes. And Keyshawn Smith came into this game averaging 6.3 yards per carry. I'd say he's upped it.
He definitely has upped it. I'm going to throw here.
3 receivers at the top of your screen. Heidel's looking that way. Didn't go backside. Got a man. Overthrows B.J. Bean. Dangerous throw.
2 receivers too close to each other there. I'm not sure what that route concept was there. The tight end and Bean.
The tight end was trying to clear out, but he got bumped.
Yeah.
Got in the way. But, hey, Manatee does throw the ball across the middle.
Manatee is getting a little predictable with, from my viewpoint, Skip, with the whether they're going to pass or throw. They're doing something formationally that's kind of giving it away.
And Coach Jock is bringing the guy calling the plays down there on the field for the Hurricanes this year.
So this will be a run.
Buccaneer.
This will be a run here. Probably going to insert that H back. There it is.
Yep. There it is, Keyshawn Smith. Testing again that inside. Nice adjustment, though. He's got a little wiggle in that phone booth with no space to move and still is able to get
that was Sanders.
yards.
That was Sanders that time. Sanders came in. Now he's going out. Smith's coming back in.
Causey and Torrey Gilly to the bottom of your screen. 4 wide receivers in the game.
There's a pass. This will be a pass here.
He kind of moved.
Yep.
And that's going to be B.J. Bean past the sticks and another Hurricane 1st down out to the 49-yard line. No flag on the play.
In baseball, they call it tipping their pitches.
That's what Manatee's doing?
Yes.
Tipping their pitch?
Yeah, it's 7 in a row. Run pass I've gotten right. Picked up on something there. I actually was told about it by a fan. I didn't believe it.
Tell that you were talking about that you didn't want to reveal.
I can't reveal or where it came from, but it's holding up now.
We got an injury on the sideline.
The only time it gets confused is when there's an RPO involved, because that could be a run or a pass. So.
And with the injury on the field right now, we're going to go ahead and take a 30-second commercial break. We'll be right back at Chokanea Field at Hawkins Stadium.
My name is Amber Serena. I'm an associate coding specialist at Sarasota Memorial Hospital. 3 years ago, my goal was to change my career and work from home so I could spend more time with my family. And MTC helped me meet that goal. The idea of going back to school can be a scary thought, but with MTC's career in a year, it really is a launch pad into a better life. Before the program even ended, I had my first job offer, a very respectable salary.
Evans down. He's coming off under his own power now, so it's good to see Omari Evans bouncing up. Looks like he's going to be okay. And that's 1st down now from the 49-yard line for the Hurricanes. Heidel fakes the handoff, throws it up top, and almost picked off that time. Number 6, Zion Newell had his mitts on it, couldn't bring it down. And Manatee's lucky to come up with a 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, that was almost a pick. He had coverage underneath there. I'm not sure that was a good read.
If you get a little more air underneath that thing, he had a receiver behind that defensive back, but the defensive back read it well. It's second down
Second
now
and
from
10.
again the 49-yard line.
Manatee's going to run the ball here, 2nd and 10.
Fake the handoff.
RPO.
And he's got Bean. BJ
Touchdown.
Bean. No one's going to get him at the 5. Touchdown, Manatee.
That's the play they tried to hit earlier, the same RPO. With the slant, reading the linebacker's chasing it back, coming across the quarterback, and just pull it out and hit the slant.
51 yards on the touchdown strike from quarterback Andrew Heidel to BJ Bean, the senior receiver. And now Manatee with 2:14 remaining in the opening half, looking to tack on that extra point and make this a 21-6 game. Putting the pressure back on that Braden River offense.
And now in Manatee's mind, they're thinking we got to get to 3 scores, as Chuck Sandberg used to say all the time during the game.
3 scores is tough.
On top of the scoreboard, got to get the 3-score lead. They got a 2-score lead right now.
A little bit of a rush that time, but they couldn't get there in time, and Colin Esso puts it through. And with 2:14 remaining in the second quarter, your score from Joe Canan Field at Hawkins Stadium, it's the Manatee Hurricanes 21 and the Braden River Pirates 6. And Braden River's going to get that ball back, and they, again, need to get that score. You do not want to go down and give this ball back to Manatee at all with any time left. Manatee still, I believe, has 2 timeouts.
And Manatee deferred, right? So they'll
get the ball first.
the ball in the second half, so you don't want to give up the twofer.
That's the benefit of deferring when you win that toss. Unless you've got some kind of offensive juggernaut, you want to set the tone. The opportunity for back-to-back possessions around that half is huge. But right now, there's only 2 minutes to go on the clock. So if Braden River can even get a single first down here, they're at least going to avoid that. But they're looking for a lot more than that. Coach Sanders has got to get his guys into scoring range. Doesn't matter if it's 3, doesn't matter if it's 7. They need to get something here and not go down by 21-6 score at the half. 15 points. See, I can do that math. That's still almost within finger counting range. Throw the toes in there, I got it.
General math, right?
General math, easy math. Galloway and Levita back, and it's going to go to Sammy Levita once again. Levita cleanly fields this, coming back across the field. And he'll be stopped right at the 24-yard line. It looks like that's where they'll spot it.
2:07. We'll see if Braden River wants to try to work their 2-minute offense, or if they're just content to take it to the half, down by 2 scores, and go back in and regroup.
Well, you're caught in that in-between where you don't want to throw incomplete passes. I mean, that's the last thing you want to do here.
Well, we've seen they have a good screen game. It would be a good time for one of those screens, or run the ball and see if you pop something and maybe get out near midfield, and then you may go into a full-fledged 2-minute offense and try to hurry it up if you pop it, get a first down.
Get that chunk yards early on.
Yeah. I don't think you want to come back and just start dropping back and slinging it, because you could end up punting the ball away with 1.5 minutes left to Keyshawn Smith. And
we've got Galloway in the backfield behind Despot, 3 wide receivers to the top of your screen. And it's going to be a Galloway run here on first down, and he's not going to get that chunk they were looking for. A pickup of maybe 4 yards, almost 5 on first down. It's going to be 2nd down and 6 for the Pirates. Clock ticking, 1:53 and counting.
I think they're happy with that. They'll run that again, something similar to that kind of a play, and see if they can maybe get a first down.
I like your earlier call with the screen. Some high percentage play where you get a guy in space, make one man miss.
Yeah, like when they threw the quick screen out to number 1 earlier to Heaven, and he made the guy miss. That would be an option here, and get somebody blocking in front of him.
It's going to be another inside handoff to Galloway that time, and Galloway's wrapped up shy of the first down. It's going to be 2nd or 3rd down and 1. And that clock is running at 1:23. And if you're Manatee, you're like, do you call a timeout here? You've got an easy conversion.
They just did. They just called timeout.
So with 1:18, Manatee's looking to make that defensive stand. And don't forget, Braden River had that ball 5 tries at the 1-yard line. First down and goal. Could not get it done against that Manatee defensive line earlier. And now it's time for that defensive line to stand tall once again for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, Manatee's seeing this as an opportunity in the game to, really, put their foot on their throat and put them away. So they called the timeout, hoping they could stop them here and get the ball back and get another score going into the half. And then like we talked about, they have the ball coming out after half, so that could really put the game away.
So as big as a play this is for the Manatee defense, it's a bigger play for the Braden River offense. You just don't want to give up that back-to-back possessions. And you really, again, you got to get something going here going into the half. So if you're Braden River, no timeouts. The run is a dangerous play in terms of the clock. You're going to have to hurry up and get back on that ball if you do pick it up.
Yeah, there are no timeouts. That's what you're kicking yourself for those times earlier in the game where they couldn't get a snap off and they had to call timeout. And we talked about how that could hurt them later on. And
so here's the call. It's going to be a run to Galloway.
Trap.
Galloway off the right side. He's got that first down out to the 40 or 37-yard line.
That's
going to stop the clock momentarily.
That's this little trap that Braden River's bread and butter, Coach Sanders' go-to call.
And here we go. Clock running, 1:08 in counting, and they're still waiting on that play to come in from the sideline. So Braden River's not hurrying up.
No, he's running the clock out. He was waiting until it got down to a certain amount to call the play.
That's an interesting strategy.
Yeah, they're content to just go to the half, down by 2 scores.
That would mean they're going to run this ball then.
That would be my guess. Yep.
And wow, that time in the backfield. Boy, Keenan in the backfield and just swallowed Galloway. And now, if there was any doubt about what's going to happen here on offense, I think it's been revealed. I'm just going to let that thing tick down.
And that'll be the half because they're down under the play clock now. So Braden River's just going to take it into the half and the ball under 34 there and be content and try to regroup, get ready for the second half.
And the final 10 seconds ticking off the clock here. They're not even going to snap that ball. 12 on the play clock. No need to do it. So it was an entertaining first half here from Joe Kinnan Field at Hawkins Stadium. Both these teams showing some life on offense, but it's been the Hurricanes with big plays and big runs. And even in the passing game, they got it cooking here in the first half. So your score from Joe Kinnan Field at Hawkins Stadium at the half, it's the Hurricanes 21 and the Braden River Pirates 6. And we're going to go ahead and get set here to hand this thing off to the halftime. We've played 2 frames so far. And now we're going to take a break in the broadcast booth and leave you guys with the sights and the sounds of the Marching Canes and those marching band of Pirates from Braden River. And we'll be back with those performances right after a quick break from the School District of Manatee County and MSTV.
is proud to present the 2023-24 Marching Games under the field direction of Drum Majors Michael Huntington and Maddie Mabry. Tonight, we will blast off into the new season by presenting part of our 2023 show, Cosmic Episodes. Get ready for liftoff as we perform our opener to the theme from 2001: A Space Odyssey and Coldplay's 2014 hit, A Sky Full of Stars. We continue our space exploration with Elton John's 1972 classic hit, Rocket Man, featuring our Kleenex televisor. Before BRHS and Splashdown, we feature our 16th dance team performing the MHS 2019 award-winning hit, Industry Day.
And welcome back after that halftime performance by the Braden River High School Band. Your score from Joe Canan Field at Hawkins Stadium is the Hurricanes 21 and the Braden River Pirates 6. And since we've got a little extra time with our halftime entertainment here before the third quarter starts up, we thought it'd be a great opportunity to bring in the voice of the Hurricanes, Mr. Danny Carter. And I'm going to hand this thing off to Chris Conboy, and you guys can have a little bit of a conversation. Let's talk about the Hurricanes in that first half.
Yes, thank you. Thanks, Skip. Yeah, Danny, I mean, we go back a long way. People don't realize this. And I'm not even sure if you remember the old Manatee County Youth Football Packers.
Oh, yeah.
When Zeb was coaching and you and I were too young to play.
Gene Gallo was out there.
Gene Gallo, Doc Cunningham, and we'd put the pads on and we'd have our own little practice off to the side. So we're talking about 50 years ago, probably.
Long time
yes.
ago. Yeah, that's about right.
Older
I just
than
turned 56,
older than
neighborhood.
Dr. Skip Wilhoit. 48 years ago at least. But so what do you think about the Canes tonight? First of all, what you see tonight real quick, and then just like for the rest of the season, what you see moving forward.
The defense has been solid. They were solid last week, and they've been solid all year long. I think tonight so far, what's really hurt us is penalties. Penalties has kind of helped out Braden River in moving the ball down the football field. I mean, that's been probably 50, 60 yards of penalties. It's kind of hurt us a little bit. Andrew's been a little bit high on some passes, but the speed we have on this team, just get it out to your playmakers and let them make plays.
Yeah, and every week people who here listen to us know, and that with me coaching here for years, that was always our philosophy, was get the ball to athletes in space.
Right.
And it's a lot easier to just give it to them in space and make space. But you got to have 5 guys to make space. So, I look at the Manatee team this year, and I said that offensive line is going to be the last group to gel and come along. But with Keith McMahon and Corey Graham coaching them up all year, that they're going to get better as the year goes along and become more proficient. I think they've done better than I expected in the run game today. They've been able to run the ball inside. Part of that may be Braden River playing a light box a lot. They played a lot of cover 3 with a deep safety at 20 yards, but they've taken what they're giving them on offense. I agree with you. Heidel seemed a little off compared to when we saw him last year. I thought he looked better last year in the games we did last year, but he's also never been a full-time quarterback, and he's got some.
Yeah, this is his first year doing it.
Yeah, and he's nicked up a little bit, and he's a junior, so he's going to have 2 years to get better. So it'll be interesting. Braden Rivers, quarterback, I like the way he throws the ball. He throws a good ball. For what they are in their system, it looks good. They've had a lot of success in the screen game, which I think is good play calling with a front like Manatee's, as aggressive as they are. They've had some success in that, and they just didn't make blocks downfield. They could have turned into even bigger plays.
Yeah, we've snuffed outside a couple of those screens and done a pretty good job with it. What I like about their quarterback, and he does a good job of getting rid of the ball quickly.
Yeah.
He doesn't sit there and hold on to it for a long period of time. I'm really impressed with Isaac Heaven. Isaac Heaven he reminds me a lot of Quentin Bundridge. He's long, he's lanky, he's got good speed. So once he gets it in his hands, he can turn the ball up the field a little bit. Offensively, from what we're doing, interesting part about it, you've seen Keyshawn, you've seen Corey. You have yet to see Trayvon Pender back there in the backfield, and we haven't seen much of Ty Jackson. Both of those guys, Pender's going to be more of a short yardage guy. Ty Jackson has some explosive speed as well.
Well, we saw it on the extra point. He came off the corner and blocked the extra point, and he was over sitting on the bench before we could even see what number was the guy that blocked it. He just went on the and that is Irone's son, right? And Irone's brother.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So long family history here at Manatee of good athletes.
And the interesting part is leading up to this, and you mentioned Cord Graham. And Cord Graham, a great addition back to the staff. And he's really, I think him and Coach Green have gelled very well. He helps run a lot of the practices. He takes care. He's really in charge of a lot of things when Coach Green's got a lot of other things taking place. But he mentioned to me before, he goes, we can get it to the extra points and block them off the edge. And finally tonight, for the first time, we do it.
Well, you mentioned Cord, and a lot of people don't realize he's probably the only guy in the building tonight who's coached 2 guys playing in the NFL right now.
True.
So, that's impressive with the Brown brothers from St. Stephen's, one getting drafted, one signing, and both making teams. And Cord had them over there along with Fred Billy, and they had those great teams where they won multiple championships into whatever that's called.
Yeah, he and I talk a lot, and I think one of the things that I think that he's impressed amongst the other coaches here is sometimes it's not working the way you want it to work and things happening the way you want it to happen, but you got to do some stuff that just coach them up, right? So at the end of the day, no matter the situation with your players, well, you got what players they are, you got to coach them up. If they're not where you want them to be, coach them up and make them better, right?
Yep. So second half tonight, Manatee in really good position, scoring late and then getting the ball back. They can get that twofer that teams like to get at the end of the half. So there's a pretty good chance they're going to get good field position, and we'll see what they do. If Chuck always says 3 scores, you got to get up 3 scores. So
hopefully we can get the ball, go down the field, score, and kind of extend the lead a little bit. I think after tonight, I've focused and I circled one game on the schedule already, and it was Port Charlotte. They really manhandled us here last year.
Yeah.
I think that is really the barometer for us. We'll find out what we are, and we'll know where we sit after next week's game.
Well, yeah, Riverview has an offensive line that's pretty good that can, before this week I thought maybe you could give your defensive line, be comparative with them. After watching them last night, Carter Mooney really held their own against them. They held them to 7 points over 3 quarters, so I'm not sure. Maybe their line's not as good as I thought they were. Maybe they just the competition they were playing. But, I agree with you. Port Charlotte is now, since Beaky Waldrop retired, Charlotte is a shell of what they were, and it seems like all the good athletes are going to
they're
Port
not
Charlotte down in
near
that
what
area.
they used to be. And really one of my favorite moments of going to Charlotte was when we got back into that stadium for the first time ever. Breon hooks up with Eric Williams down the field.
At the last second.
Phenomenal game.
Those Charlotte people still talk about that game.
Still Manatee Magic still working back then.
Yep. All right, well, we appreciate you giving us some time. We know you got to get back to the radio side. We're going to turn it back over to Skip here, and we'll get ready for the second half.
Danny Carter, everybody. Thank you much, Danny. We appreciate your time up here in the booth, man. Good luck with that second half call. Yeah, we got a little bit of time left in here before that second half kicks off. Both teams out there stretching, getting ready for the second half inside of a minute now. And that first half, we're missing Chuck right now, but we'll just break it down that first half. You and Danny just kind of tossed it around a little bit. We saw some great runs out there from Keyshawn Smith especially. We talked about him averaging 6.3 yards a carry coming into this game and upping that with that 67-yard touchdown run I believe that he had. We talked about Corey Sanders.
Yeah, Manatee has two more backs that we haven't seen. One's playing defense. That's Pender from Braden River, who's 2 years in a row rushed for 1,000 yards. They also have Tyrone Jackson, who blocked the extra point. We saw his speed coming off the corner there, the acceleration. So they have four guys that they feel are legitimate number one backs on a varsity team, and they can use them all and keep them fresh, have fresh legs in there. So you may see some fresh legs later in the second half, or what they've been doing this year when they get the lead is go to Pender to run out the clock.
And they got some speed on the outside as well. We talked about Bon Bean out there, who's made a couple of big plays in the passing game as well. A.J. Causey shows up, that former Pirate, had a couple of nice catches as well. Torrey Gilly with a nice catch. Ramsey Cole's one guy we haven't seen yet in the game tonight. He's about the only receiver we haven't seen touch the ball. They've even got Cade Weiskopf in there with a couple of grabs as well. So they've done a nice job of spreading it around. You got to give credit to Andrew Heidel, the quarterback out there, playing a nice game so far as well. But Manatee's just, they got a few penalties. We had 7 penalties in the first half. 6 of them go to the Hurricanes. So if you're going to find a nitpick point with the Hurricanes and where they might be able to improve their game in the second half, how about limit those penalties just a little bit?
That's the first thing Danny brought up. That's been a big factor is the penalties, and even Tommy Jamisko was up here who sang the national anthem, and that big penalty on a roughing the passer on the scoring drive, they probably would have had him stopped right there if he didn't
be pitching the shutout.
It would have been 3rd and 20 there, and probably could have stopped him and gotten the ball back, and it probably would be 21-0 now or 28-0. So the penalties definitely have hurt Manatee. We'll see if they can clean that up a little bit. Braden River's kicking off here. They got to get a stop. They just have to get a 3-and-out.
Yeah, they do, no doubt about it. And when they get that ball back, they're going to have a tough task against that Manatee defense. We've seen that front four, not just down on the goal line, but they all night long have been getting in there. And, yeah, Braden Rivers got a couple of plays to the outside, hit that edge, made a defender miss and picked up some chunk yards, but not a lot of success going up the middle and battling against that front 7, especially that front 4 of the Manatee defense. So they're going to have to actually move that ball a little bit. And it looks like we are getting ready here for that second half kickoff. And here we go.
They're going onside.
And Manatee, nice job going in there. And that was Weiskopf, the tight end, who just slid right in there to pick up that. And so how do you feel about that 21-6 ball game? And now you're going to give Manatee that ball in your territory.
Yeah, I don't know if that I don't know. I mean, they know themselves better than we do, and maybe they feel like that's what they had to do to give themselves a chance to win the game.
And so Manatee already up by 15 points. Going to take over that ball inside Braden River territory at the 47-yard line. 1st down and 10. Corey Sanders in the backfield alongside Heidel. And you got 2 receivers at the bottom, 1 at the top of your screen.
Best field position of the night for Manatee here. They're going to come out and throw right off the bat here on 1st down.
And that play fake to Sanders, a nice job escaping pressure by Heidel. Gets it downfield, got a receiver. Catch. And that's going to be number 4, A.J. Causey. We just talked about him picking up another 1st down outside the 30 to the 32-yard line.
Great presence by Heidel. He's under pressure, unblocked guy, escapes, running to his left, opposite side, gets his shoulders turned and finds the receiver downfield and throws the ball right on the money for a 1st down.
We talked about those Matt Arcady keys to the game at the beginning, getting the quarterback involved in the run game. Not so much the run game there, but escaping pressure, able to get that ball downfield as a result. Good pickup, 1st down and 10.
Manatee will run the ball here.
And there's your tell. Yep. Corey Sanders, right side. Sanders got 1 man to beat to the edge. He's not going to get there. Inside the 30, down to the 29. Nice run on 1st down, but not hitting that edge either.
No, they spilled it, and they were able to get out there and make the play, make them run laterally. He ran a long way to get 3 yards, but.
And we got second down and 7 to go from the 29-yard line for Manatee. And again, taking over the ball at at the Braden River 47-yard line. Short field to go, up 21-6. And Braden River needs to hold tight. Nice pressure that time. Dangler in the backfield, and Dangler brings down Heidel back at the 37, 38-yard line. Nice play. We talked about that linebacker blood that Ronan Dangler's got running through his veins. Evan and Aiden before him on this Braden River defense, and he just came flying in there like a missile.
Yeah, 2nd and 7, running the ball pretty effectively. I think in this part of the field, I would have just kept running the ball.
And what a huge defensive play. Now you're Manatee, you're down to a 3rd down and 15. And Braden River can make that stand.
Might be 2 down territory, though, but it's too far.
There's that screen, and it's going to Sanders, and Sanders is bottled up in the backfield, and that's another loss on the play. Just when they needed it, that Braden River defense stiffens.
Yeah, pushing them backwards there. It's a good job by the defense.
Coach Green is not.
You could probably hear the Braden River coaches in the background screaming screen right away on that.
Heidel's still out on the field, however. It's 4th down.
I said it's too close to punt and too far for a field goal.
Yeah, well, 4th down in 17 or 18.
Quick punt.
Whatever the heck this is.
He is a punter.
He got the quick punt.
But
didn't do it.
He's not quick punting. He's going to throw it. And he sets up in the backfield. He's under heat.
You can't take a sack.
No, you don't want to take another
away.
sack.
No,
What was shoved down in the backfield, and that's
got to throw that away.
That's a risky move. I mean, you got a decent punter in Joey Colonesso to maybe pin those guys back down there. You're up 21-6, and now you give them the good field position. Yeah. It's almost like they recovered the onside kick.
Yes, exactly. Huge stop for Braden River after not getting the onside kick and give Manatee the ball in their territory to hold them right here and be able to get the ball back.
Coach Green going for the jugular right there. It's obvious. He was looking to put the nail in the coffin, one of those nails anyway. And who am I to second guess Florida Gator and Tampa Bay Buccaneer when it comes to those decisions? So it's risk, and with risk comes reward. Not that time. All right, so Braden River now takes over on their own 43-yard line. And that time it's Edwards, and that Manatee defense stands tall. And it looked like Big 99 in there along with maybe Ian Johnson Kelly, number 55 that time.
56 also just blew the offensive lineman back into the backfield, knocked him back into the running back.
Alvoy Keenan
with his big cast on.
He came into this game with 7 tackles for a loss and a sack, so penetration is not new to him.
The Manatee's kicking their safety way over to the 2 receiver side here. Well, now they got tight end over here. They got 3, so.
It's 2nd down and 10. No gain on that play. Despot hands it off again. And again, the Manatee defense right there. And what you know, and Alvoy Keenan again on the spot to bring down the ball carrier after a pickup of a yard, 3rd down and 9.
He's a little undersized compared to most prospects, but he has got a motor and he's quick.
Is he not the grandson of Alvoyd Mays as well?
I believe he's related to Alvoyd Mays. Maybe a cousin, maybe a nephew. I don't know what he is.
Former great Hurricane, former Washington Redskin, former Pittsburgh Steeler. 3rd down, and they're going to mark that ball back at the original line of scrimmage. No gain again on the play, 3rd down and 10.
They're showing that double-A gap blitz with both linebackers. Last time they called a screen when they saw it, but it looks like Manatee got out of it.
With a little bit of early motion by Galloway, no penalty flag down. Ball's out to Sheffer, and Sheffer is nailed.
That's a great tackle.
Is that Deron Jean? No, 25. It's 25 that time for the Hurricanes.
Yeah,
we got a personal foul, Manatee.
Was he standing over him? Christian Johnson was the defender out there on the tackle. Let's see if we get an unsportsmanlike personal foul.
Yeah.
That's
Ian
the
second
Johnson
one
Kelly.
of the game.
And then we mentioned that at halftime, the problem with the penalties. And they had them stop there. They were going to get the ball back, and now it's going to be a 1st down.
And the timeliness of these penalties as well. We don't have a problem with those effort penalties. We talked about that. But within the context of the game and the flow of the game, that's a huge penalty. You had them 4th down and 10. There's no way they're going to go for that. They're going to punt that ball away. And here you go, 1st down and 10 for the River.
That wasn't an effort penalty. That was unsportsmanlike. So that was taunting or something after the play. That's not a.
That's what I thought. And then I saw the personal foul.
Yeah, he changed it to unsportsmanlike.
Okay. That's what I get for trying to read stuff and then watch the field at the same time. I do have 2 eyeballs. They just can't go in different directions like, chameleon.
44 yards, 39 yards.
So no,
We got
that ball's
a
going
little science. That's a little science lesson here. 'Cause I didn't know chameleon's eyes could go in different directions.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
You can't throw the ball on third down. You got to do it first and second down.
And that ball's going to be now inside Manatee territory at the 39-yard line. First down and 10 for the River.
They're changing the clock, it looks like.
We got 6:57 on the game clock on the scoreboard, and the referee's got his hands on his hips looking at it. And he's talking with his guys up here in the box, the other referees that are operating the clock. He's still waiting.
There's 50 minutes left now.
Lots of time left in this ball game. 50 minutes and 57 seconds to go in the third quarter. 7:50 now is where they've got it. And I don't think that's where he wants it because he's still got his hands on his hips out there. We got all the players lined up on offense and defense waiting for that clock. And there we go, 7:15 is what the white hat was looking for. First down and 10 now, again, from the 39-yard line for the River. Despot in the gun, throws out to the flats. That's
double
a double pass.
Wide open. Touchdown if you don't
Kotchak, and he
overthrow.
overthrows him. And boy, did Eric Sanders, the offensive coordinator, dial that one up, and it was there.
Wide open. Totally blown coverage.
He probably could have switched personnel there and had another guy go deep.
They got him last year.
Because they're not going to know you're doing double pass, so you kind
They
of
got
separate
him
number one, put him here, let him go.
Now
They
that's
got him
interesting
last year.
because you're talking about Kotchak, who's number 87 out there, the tight end. He's a big body guy, not exactly fleet of foot, maybe getting down the field.
So that's the one time you'll do that, and that's it.
And sometimes you got a guy so wide open, so wide open.
Those are the hardest ones to catch, right, Chuck?
Exactly. And here we go, second down now from the 39-yard line. Braden River looking to take advantage of that personal foul, that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against the Canes, unable to connect on that double pass.
A little confusion. The Manatee defense getting lined up. and
Galloway
nobody
left
out there.
side, and Galloway cuts it back in. Nice pickup on second down to get down to the 32-yard line. It's going to be third down and 2 yards to go for the River.
They started out in a bunch, and Kotchak stepped up to a tight end, and they tried to adjust late, and there was nobody there when they ran off tackle.
That ball's at just outside the 32-yard line. It's going to be third down and 3 yards to go for the first down. And depending on what they get here, you got to feel like this is going to be 4-down territory if they don't pick it up.
Yo, definitely 4-down territory. Unless they lose big yardage here, I would think they're going for it on fourth either way.
Joshua Edwards motioning out. There's the handoff. Galloway left side, and he's going to be past the sticks or right at the sticks. Nice job by that Manatee defense to drag him back when it looked like Galloway was going to move it forward.
This when you go under center. But
Is that Keenan out there again, number 56?
Yep, I'll avoid Keenan again.
And I just saw something. Oh, I thought it was a flag. It was a towel. And here we go. Hurricanes defense 5 times down on the goal line earlier. Held Braden River out of the end zone with 1 yard to go. And here they are again, fourth down and 1 from their 30. Braden River needs this first down. And it's Galloway in the backfield. Galloway with a handoff. Galloway to the left side, and he's going to get that first down by about a yard. Nice job by the defense, but better job that time by the offense to get that push, and Galloway getting out there in space.
Yeah, it was a good hard run. There wasn't a lot of room. There was a small crease, and he got skinny and got in there, got behind his pads, and got as much as he could get.
And boy, oh boy, if you're Braden River, you needed that first down.
Got a water break here, so we'll get a chance to regroup. Manatee's defense is kind of on its heels right now after that penalty.
absolutely. I mean, you know, they've been on the field a lot. It's been a good drive here. And the double pass is a great play. You just got it, man. You got to hook it up. Like I said, you only get an opportunity once. So.
Well, they ran it late last year in the fourth quarter against Manatee on a toss pass, which shouldn't have been open, but it was. And they dropped it.
Kuntz had that thing. I think it was it Kuntz that had that.
No, it was not. He was not the one. It was. It might have been Causey.
You know what? You're right. It was A.J. Causey
Yes.
wide open, and it was the final minute of that ball game.
Yeah. And
that was right before that ill-fated series where we talked about not getting the play in on time from the sideline.
That's right.
That preceded that disastrous series for the River. So
yeah,
good memory there.
Yeah,
Coach.
they got back-to-back delay games right after that.
They did.
Yeah, because they hit a pass later on, got a first down to Kuntz.
And that was a three-point ball game where they would have been in field goal range, and then they get that penalty back-to-back for delay of game that pushed them out of that Bruno Roos field goal range.
Yep. All right, here we go. We got 1st and 10. They got to score here. They have to score. They have to get a touchdown here and get back in this game. You're down to, you got 17 minutes left in the game right now. 5 minutes in the third quarter. 17 minutes total, so the clock is your...
Heavy formation.
The
and
stretch
they're going
plays
right
not
side
too,
with Galloway. Galloway's got a little bit of room.
Oh, we got holding.
Galloway inside the 20, but we've got laundry on the field.
Yeah, it came
They're
from
going to
two
call
different
holding
refs.
on the outside guy. Goodness gracious.
Hey,
I think
anytime
it
you
was
hit
in
that
the middle.
outside, usually you're going to get that tight end or outside receiver on a hold. Two flags.
I think it was the same hold. They threw him in the same spot.
That just tells you that it was a very strong hold.
Or the refs cover each other up sometimes. If I throw my flag, you throw yours. That way nobody will question us.
Do they really do that?
No answer. I'm not going to answer.
You don't have to protect them.
A fail to answer on the grounds that may incriminate officials.
They're incriminated on a weekly basis.
I don't know about football umpires, but I mean baseball umpires definitely cover each other up.
They're going to move that ball back. It's going to bring up a 1st down at 20 now for the Pirates. And, you know, we talked about the need to punch this thing in there for a score, and now they're behind the chains. At least they've got a 1st down here to get that yardage back, but 20 yards to go against this Canes defense. They're going to need to break one.
Yeah, they don't need to panic, though. It's, you know, they can still run the ball like they have been, and they could run screens, and they're, you know, everything they've been doing that they've had success with. Here's the screen again.
And nice tackle there. He didn't wrap him up, but he was able to get him down. And that was Isaac Heaven, who we really haven't seen since early in this ball game.
I'm remiss in my research because I didn't check to see if Isaac Heaven's related to Clint Heaven, who played on the state championship team at Manatee and went to North Carolina and Northern Iowa.
I am shocked that you don't know the family tree of every
and Carson
player out
Newman, and also where Kurt Bradley and Eric Sanders played, Northern Iowa, and Breon Carnes. So big local connection here to University of Northern Iowa. And Brandon Carnes, who we should mention, won a gold medal in the World Games. They're going to be having a Brandon Carnes Day in Manatee County in October. I
Love
think it's
that.
October 10th.
Love that.
He will more than likely be on the Olympic team, so I'm looking forward to that.
Loss of 2 on that play. 2nd down and 22. And that's Joshua Edwards right up the middle into the teeth of that Hurricane defense, and nothing doing that time. The Star-Spangled Blue jerseys all over that play.
3rd and 20. Tough play call here, like I said last week. Not a lot of calls for 3rd and 20. Not a lot of good plays to call.
But you got to pick up something. Again, I mean, if you're going to go for an onside kick to start this half off, it shows you the desire to score.
Too,
exactly. You need to pick up a chunk here.
Yeah, I mean, you can run a screen, you can run a 10-yard dig, something, you know, get 10 yards, try to get half of it now, and worry about the 4th down play on 4th down and maybe take a shot.
Are you feeling that throwback tight end screen again, Coach?
Not now.
No.
But they're in 4 down. You're right. Get it back half here and then go with the next one.
They're going strength into the boundary here. Trips into the boundary.
He's looking backfield side. He's got one-on-one out there with Heaven, and it's going to be overthrown. Jerron Dean with the interception for Manatee, and they'll take over 1st down and 10 at the 11-yard line.
He wasn't close to open. Deron Jean stayed over the top, great coverage. It was like predetermined he was going to throw to that guy no matter what.
The only thing I'll say about this is they got Manatee now pinned down at the 11-yard line. It would be a great punt.
That's what they're probably thinking is as good as a punt. Throw it down there, get a 50-50 ball. If we come up with a great, if not, they get the ball down there at the 10 and make them go the long distance.
That's exactly it. And, you know, if that's a 4th down play, your DB's not going to wind up picking that off. They're going to bat that thing down.
Unless it's Major Wright in the end zone in 2006. And runs it back 89 yards to the 10-yard line like he did against us in 2006. This will be a run play here. There it is, a little toss. Oh, he went backwards. Nice play by Dangler. Almost got a safety.
Number 3 is a great player. That guy's playing hard, man.
I think he's only a sophomore, right? Sophomore Dangler. He played as a freshman.
Yeah, he started as a freshman.
99 is a great player. This guy's got a big engine here.
99.
Started last year as a freshman. Miles Holman.
He's a big
good
body
ball
too.
game.
But Dangler that time really puts the pressure on that Manatee offense. Huge loss.
I just love the way Dangler comes downhill on every play. He's just aggressive. He's got a motor, and he just comes every play.
He's got jetpack strapped to his rear end.
He's a sophomore. He's pretty good.
And that time off the right side and nothing doing again. Maybe out to the 5-yard line. And Manatee is going to have 3rd down and significant yards to go.
15, I think.
I didn't like that toss call down there, backed up on your 10-yard line. The first time all night they run a toss and turn around and throw it back to 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
So you look at how kind of disastrous that offensive series was for Braden River, but that interception winds up maybe now being the catalyst to get Manatee pinned back here and maybe getting good field position back if they could force them out here.
Yeah, draw.
And there's your draw play with a little bit of hole, but it's shut down big time that time, number 23.
They got to punt it.
Christian Figueroa with a great tackle in the hole there, because if he doesn't make that tackle, Sanders is running for daylight.
I think when you call a draw down there, you're just trying to get room to get the punt off and make your punter at ease. You're not really expecting it to pop it for 20 yards, but
it was there. One man to beat, but again, good defense by Braden River that time. And when they were in this situation last time after that goal line stand, they were able to force Manatee to a 3-and-out, and then they got that ball back in outstanding field position. That's what they're looking to do now.
Well, they should definitely get it.
Edwards back at the 45-yard line to receive this punt. Last time he ran up to get it.
They got 12 on the field. Manatee can't get 11 on the field. Guy came in late, was a 12th guy. They already had 11.
Nobody's coming off.
They got 12. They still have 12. You put another one in.
So there we go.
He's going to have one.
Finally getting number 3 off the field.
Or did they just switch sides, or they bring a guy in?
The Tyron Jackson, they got him off. So
they got 11.
And here, putting back Manatee 5 yards closer to the danger zone.
You got to get 11. That's a big key.
It is. It's usually
teams.
11 on 11. Colonesso with a low snap, end-over-end punt. Edwards at the 35, and Edwards with room.
Great field.
And Yashua Edwards has got that ball inside the 18-yard line. That's what we talked about before. The interception winds up being the catalyst for outstanding field position thanks to the defense of Braden River.
You just got to finish, though. I mean, these guys have been inside the red. You got to have something to get
How many points
at.
you get for getting in the red zone,
Chuck? They're going in between the 20s. They probably get 800 yards.
How many points
they got to
get
get in the end zone.
How many points you get for going inside the 20? You get any points for that?
Not many.
None. Yeah, that's right. You got to
maybe a couple.
Maybe a couple.
That's what I tell the Little League base runners when they're dancing around off the base. So we don't get runs for that.
Oh, you mean style points? Those are style points. They don't show up on the scoreboard.
Same
style
points.
Style
same
points
number of points you get for kicking the ball through the ladder.
It's a point or two.
Now they got to get on the perimeter and they got to do something here. I mean, the stretch play's been good.
The Braden River's got to get this thing in gear now because we're down to 37 seconds to go in the third quarter. So we can talk about style points all we want. They need points.
It's just a trap in their
Stay
bounce.
outside.
It's not even really a stretch.
See, I'd go hash number sideline and get the guy going to the wide side, then come underneath.
Yeah, you need to get in there in a quick fashion. Galloway with 7 yards, a nice pickup on first down. But that's 21 seconds and counting now to go in the third quarter. And it doesn't look like they're going to get this play off before the end of the quarter. If I'm Braden River, I'm looking to maybe pick up the pace.
Dangler's over here getting worked on his lower back. It's tight. He's trying to stretch, and they got a roller, trying to roll it out. They can't afford to lose him. He's the heart and soul of that defense.
They didn't get it off.
No, and that's going to be zeros on the clock for the third quarter. And we're going to go ahead and get set to take a break here after the third quarter here. And your score from Joe Canant Field at Hawkins Stadium is the Manatee Hurricanes 21 and the Braden River Pirates 6. And we'll be right back after this message from Manatee Schools Television and the School District of Manatee County.
My name is Amber Serena. I'm an associate coding specialist at Sarasota Memorial Hospital. 3 years ago, my goal was to change my career and work from home so I could spend more time with my family. And MTC helped me meet that goal. The idea of going back to school can be a scary thought, but with MTC's Career in a Year, it really is a launch pad into a better life. Before the program even ended, I had my first job offer, a very respectable salary.
Start the fourth quarter. Braden River knocking on the door, second down, and a long, too short 3 to go here to get that first down. Galloway tries the right, goes back up the middle, and he's going to be short, just shy of that first down.
3rd and 1. Once again, definitely two down territory. They got 2 downs to get this one. So.
And here we go. 3rd down and a short 2.
Oh, we had motion. They didn't call it.
Well, they
There it
did.
is.
Yeah, they just did.
Tight end number 12 jump.
Man,
into the game.
You can't have that penalty. We talked about only 1 penalty for the River in the first half. That is untimely right there for them. But again, this is going to be 2 down territory for Braden River.
Yeah, he just hopped up out of his stance there in 3-point stance right before the ball was snapped. I thought they were going to get away with it because I didn't see the flag come out right away.
3rd down and 7 to go. Oh,
Hey,
boy.
jumped again.
And the left tackle.
Just self-destructing here.
Back-to-back penalties after only 1 all game long. Very untimely. And again, I don't think that changes the strategy here for Braden River. This is 2 down territory. Let's visit that though. Is it worth it? Let's just say you don't get another yard here. You've got a 4th down and long. You're in the 4th quarter here. Why is there only 4:50? Okay, yeah, the clock is wrong again.
But still only 11 minutes, and the pace that Braden River operates, I don't think they can afford to not go for a touchdown here.
I'm not going to disagree with that.
That's not their strength.
Sheffer on the outside,
He's got
1 man
him
to beat, and
touchdown.
Sheffer's going to be in the end zone. Touchdown, Braden River. They don't need to worry about a 4th down conversion because they convert on 3rd down. Critical play.
Getting the ball to athletes in the flat is always a good thing.
Well, number 7, I said I got to get him involved a lot. They got to get the guy involved a lot, man. He really is a good player.
You did say it, Coach.
He made him miss and scored. He's hitches. If I'm doing it, hitches, slants, bubbles, trips, quick screens, regos, Lego. Dude, I'm doing everything, right? Rocket, laser, because I don't understand
Chuck's getting
why
into
he's not touching the
code
football.
names for plays from
Is that correct?
10 years ago.
I mean,
that nobody else knows.
Because
I love
he
it.
just ran by that guy.
Yeah, it was he had
Well, that's what we talked
acceleration to the
about.
sideline.
You get it on the perimeter, try to make 1 man miss in the big plays there.
Why try to block 4 guys in the middle with your line if you don't have
steady
to?
diet in the middle, but I'm going to let them chase the football all night.
Yep.
They're going to chase me all night. I can't really run in there.
And now it's a new ball game. And now we're talking about a 21-13, back to a 1-score game with a 2-point conversion. So with 10:51 to go in the ball game, wipe it clean. We've got a new ball game here. Manatee has pretty much dominated this game. Now, granted, Braden River had opportunities to get into it, but now it's tightened up.
That drive took a long time off the clock does. And Manatee's going to get the ball back here with 10:50 left. And
Did Manatee only have 1 possession in that 3rd quarter backed up to their own end zone? I believe that's all they had.
Well, no, they had the one to start the half when they recovered the
That's
onside
right.
kick.
They recovered
and they went
for the
3 and
onside
out.
kick.
Yeah, so they had two 3-and-outs, or they got 1 first down and had to go 3 and out after that. So it'll be interesting here to see if Braden River maybe tries onside kick again. Who knows?
And Bruno Ru's getting set to kick this thing off. And we got Bon Bean back there, and maybe Torrey Gilly as a return guys. Or check that. That's Jackson again. And that's going to be in the end zone.
I know it is Bon Bean. It's 10 and 1.
And 3 return guys that time. And so Manatee is going to begin first down and 10 at their own 20-yard line. 10:51 to go in the ball game, and they've got themselves an 8-point lead. You got to think, with the success of the running game that Manatee showed in the opening quarter in that first possession, they're going to try to revisit that and keep that clock ticking. Let's see if Braden River's defense is up for the task. 3-man front right now by the River.
Manatee will run it right here.
As they should, and that's going to be Smith, and Keyshawn Smith busts into the secondary for a 13-yard pickup on first down. Nice run by Smith, and that's exactly what the Hurricanes needed to get this drive going.
And Smitty in weightlifting his 9th grade year, pretty good. He's just a good worker, and he's fast.
There'll be another run here. They're going to just keep running it like you said.
Can't coach fast. And Smith again, that time he's brought down. Nice defense, good tackling that time by Braden River. And that was Miles Holman, the guy you were just talking about, Coach, helping in on that tackle.
He started last year as a freshman. He's a good player.
He's a big kid, yeah, big body, good kid.
Second down and 9 after that 1-yard pickup.
Run it again.
And we've got a flag down on the field, and a Manatee player just dove onto the ground. I hope he's
left guard
okay.
for Manatee.
False start for Manatee, so it's going to be second and putting themselves again penalties behind the sticks.
That is the 8th or 9th penalty of this game for the Hurricanes.
Second and 14 now. It looks like they're not changing the play, and kind of surprised that they didn't at least huddle up because they know what the play is going to be now. Run the insert right there with the tight end.
And Smith not going to get out of that. Again, wrapped up that time after a pickup of maybe 2 yards. Not even back to the original line of scrimmage, though. It's going to be second down. See where they mark that ball at the 33-yard line. Third down, excuse me, and 12 to go. So a big down right here for both sides of the ball. If you're Manatee, you do not want to give this ball back up with under 10 minutes. 9.5 minutes to go in this ball game. And the momentum jumping on the Braden River sideline right now. Manatee's going to throw that ball. Got a receiver. B.J. Bean across midfield. Inside, still on his feet. Bon Bean still going inside the 25. And Bon Bean inside the 15, down at the 13. And that one hurts.
Huge play. Nice throw. He was wide open. Good route.
Well, they're running the route where you're pushing a guy 12 and you're running a mini slant, which is wide open. The guy turns his back and runs. He's wide open. Braden River just running go routes. We got to get down and we got to turn inside, get inside
that
leverage.
One there was
it's
like
a great play.
More of a curl
Manatee's,
flat concept, I think. They had a guy in the flat there.
They really do. They push guys and they turn inside, and Bean's going to get open. He's got inside leverage.
At the 14-yard line,
we'll go back
first
and run
down
it right
and 10.
here.
You better believe they're going to burn that clock. And that time, Trevon Pinder's going to get the carry, and Pinder powers his way down to the 5-yard line. The ex-Pirate doing some damage against his former teammates. First time we've seen Pinder on offense tonight. And Manatee getting back on that ball fairly quickly.
Same play. They're running the same play. Just repeated.
Yeah. You pull the backside
and it's
guard.
Pinder
tackle.
again. Pinder off that left side. Pinder powers his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Manatee.
220 pounds.
Wow, just like that.
Yeah, big play by Bon Bean and Heidel to set it up, and then Pinder goes in and just pounds it in the next 2 plays.
Man, just a couple of seconds ago, we had third down and 12. Manatee on their own side of the football field. 2 plays later, 3 plays later, they're in the end zone. And Manatee extends their lead to 27-13 with a Joey Colonesso extra point pending. High snap, gets it down, and Colonesso puts it through. With 8:25 to go on the game clock, your score from Joe Canan Field at Hawkins Stadium is the Hurricanes 28 and the Pirates 13. And again, with 8:25 left, not a lot of time to overcome a 15-point deficit.
No, Braden River's going to have to really pick up the pace they've been operating at the first 3 quarters or 3.5 quarters.
In between plays.
In between plays, yeah, the operation time, getting the play in, getting lined up and running it. You can't do it at the pace they've been doing it and come back from 2 scores this late in the game.
We talked about Isaac having a couple of times, not a lot of touches in this ball game, only a couple, but he's one of those big-bodied wide receivers that if you can get the ball to him, he's a playmaker. You like Matt Shepard, number 7, coach. He's out there, so you've got some guys that you can get the ball to and make some plays with on that offense, and I think that's what we're going to have to see here from Coach Eric Sanders and that Braden River Pirate offense.
Yeah, and, you know, I tell you, they've had a steady diet of running up the middle, you know, tonight. I would have gotten the perimeter a little bit more with the run game. I mean, I don't know.
Well, that's in the rearview mirror now.
They got to wing it now.
He's kicking down to that end zone where we've had everybody slipping so far tonight. So it'll be interesting to see. The footing is an issue on this. We've had 3 different kickoffs where returners have fallen down on this end of the field down there in the west end zone.
Evans and Sammy Levita, and once again it's Levita, and Levita drops that ball, picks it up at the 15, and Levita's going to be brought down. He's still on his feet. Sammy Levita is going backwards inside the
Wow, he ran backwards.
Braden River's going to begin that possession, possession on the 2 or 1 yard line.
Wow. You can't do that. You can't have that on a kickoff return.
And they're going to spot the ball at the 2 for what it's worth. 98 yards from pay dirt, 8:12 to go on the game clock. And Braden River has got a tall task in front of them, but a face mask penalty is going to help dig him out of that hole. So at least there's that.
And they're marking it from looks like from the 7.
From the spot.
So it's going out to 23.
You talk about a fortuitous penalty for Braden River, and again, the timing of these penalties for Manatee, you know, they come at some very inopportune times when you're talking about trying to put a team away and allowing a team to get back into a ball game. It seems every big penalty that Manatee's had has had that consequence.
And they've been able to overcome it so far tonight, but down the road, maybe later tonight, or against Port Charlotte or Venice or Palmetto, it'll be tougher to overcome. And Riverview, those games, they're not going to be able to afford to have the penalties they've had today.
And we've got a long ball over the head of everybody that time, and pass intended for Joshua Edwards. But that ball sailed way over his head. Lucas Despot just trying to make plays downfield. 2nd down and 10. That ball's at the 28-yard line.
My observation is if they would go more trips and run more like concepts of clearing out, running the dig route or a chair route and with 3 receivers, I'm not really sure they have that package in. I don't know if they do or not, you know. And you get a
here's your 3 receivers to the field side right here.
That last throw appeared to be sort of a desperation.
They're going to run that ball out of that formation, and that's going to go nowhere. And Edwards is going to, Galloway is going to wind up, or is that Edwards? That's Galloway.
Galloway, number 4.
And Galloway tries to reverse field, but he's going to wind up losing yards on that play, and it's going to be 3rd down and 12 yards to go. So the hole for Braden River, it's deep, and nobody seems to have a shovel.
Well, I think if you have a hole, you'd rather have a ladder than a shovel, wouldn't you? Shovels just get you deeper.
Fill in the dirt. You ruined a good simile or something, whatever that was.
A metaphor.
Metaphor, thank you. And that ball's going to get out past the 25 to the 27. Joshua Edwards on the reception. Exactly. You're looking at 4th down and about 6 yards to go for Braden River to keep this game alive.
Yeah,
you got Dangler coming out on the field for offense right now.
You could tell by the call on that he knew he was going for it on 4th down. So it looks like they have a punter out there.
They do.
They got nobody back. That makes sure
what? I don't
understand
punting.
So with 6:48, down 15 points.
Down 2 scores. I think I might.
Yeah, it's but you give it up right here, it's game over. At least maybe right here you have some type of chance with a defensive stop. It's going to be a fake. And it's going to be intercepted.
just knock it down, he would have had the ball at the 15-yard, 25-yard line.
And that ball's picked off by Raheem Sexel, the defensive back for Manatee, the starting cornerback. And Manatee's going to wind up taking over with 6.5 minutes to go in this ball game and a 15-point lead. And that's pretty much all she wrote.
Yeah, that should have been called earlier in the game because they had the regular defense in. That was not their return team. They were in their playing defense. Yeah, that was just safety backing up.
That's correct.
Played it like normal, so they stayed safe on defense and
caught nobody off guard.
Yeah,
it's a good call, Chris. Knocking the ball down. They had the ball on the 15, 20-yard line.
Yeah, if you don't unless you're Major Wright,
but
unless you're Major Wright, then you intercept it right back 8 yards.
You're a young guy. You see that ball coming at you. You want to catch it. You can't help it.
Yeah.
You got to be more aware of the down and distance. Yeah, but not even the distance, just the down. But as it is, Manatee's going to take over 6.5 minutes at the 50-yard line, and pretty sure they're going to take the air out of this thing and run this ball a few times.
I did work for a coach, Al Thomas, in Maryland, the defensive coordinator, who taught to intercept it because early in his career he had a guy go up and bat the ball right to a receiver and took it for a touchdown. And ever since then, he didn't believe in that, bat it down. But
left a bad taste in his mouth?
Yeah, he said, no, we're going to catch it whenever we can.
There's the opportunity for a return. There's that as well.
Yeah.
And again, it's awful hard to tell a young man when you got a ball coming at him to bat it down.
Yeah. Your instincts is to go up and catch the ball. I don't know what's going on here.
We got no gain on the play. Second down and 10 for the Hurricanes.
The ref was looking at the scoreboard like there was something wrong, but he just wound the clock and it's going now. So
the scoreboard's been off a little bit tonight, all night long.
Manatee just needs to run the ball here. Don't do anything crazy, and they can take a couple minutes off the clock right here if they get a first down.
And there's Jackson on the carry. He's drilled that time. That had to be Dangler, but it's not.
33.
33 for the Braden River defense. And that's one of your captains, Micah Fed, the inside linebacker, middle linebacker. We haven't called his name a lot tonight, but he's a second-year starter on this team.
He ran right through the tackle. That was nice. Brought his hips and made a nice play. Run through the gap. They got 3rd and 8. Manatee might think about throwing here, trying to get a first down. I think I'd stay on the ground.
I would too.
And keep that clock running down and get it under 4 minutes. They're going to run. You can see
there's nothing to be gained by throwing the football.
My tell told me they were going to run.
Oh, and he slipped.
And they might run it again even. They may not even risk
I'd run it again, just like a punt. I'd let them.
Yeah.
Trevon Pender falling down that time. So you guys would actually run this again on
I'd run it
down.
again.
You snap it over the punter's head, you give them a chance to win the game. You run the ball here. They're going to do it. They're going to punt. But
I'm punting it.
It's under 5 minutes.
Still, I mean, if granted, if it does go over his head, you guys are going to look like geniuses. But, the chances of that happening in this situation, we're going to go with slim. But there's also the chance that they get a return back here as well. Again, too many men on the field. Coach Stoller's got to get his guys coached up there.
All right, they're ready to go now. Here's a snap. Got a good snap. He
bobbled it a little bit, and it's just a pooch.
Shanks it. So that's another thing that nobody ever thinks about. You gain 10 yards on the punt. You gain 10 yards on the punt, and you could have run the ball, have a chance at maybe getting a first down. Yeah, 8-yard punt. So
that ball winds up out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Not exactly over Colin Esso's head, but not a great opportunity, or not a great, time for that to happen for Manatee either. You're trying to put this team away, and you get a 10-yard punt.
8-yard punt.
8, excuse me.
Yeah, that's why I think I would have gone for it there and see if
you're going to break it with our guys. You might break it.
Yeah. You give the ball to Smith, and he might pop it and break it anyway. If not, you turn it over right there at the same spot.
Point taken, gentlemen.
I throw the bubble to 7, and they should be blocking these guys.
Looking over at the coach with his arms up. I don't know if he has enough players or he doesn't have a play yet. And clock is running down to 12 seconds. 10 seconds.
Wow. And here comes starting running back Marcus Galloway with
down to
4 seconds on the play clock. Gets it off. Despot gets it out to Edwards. Edwards wrapped up immediately. Nice job that time by that Manatee defense. You hear Diaz. First time we've called his name all night long. He's out there making that tackle.
They had a block.
As well as Kavion Smith.
Sheffer had a block out here, and I thought the screen was going to come outside. If he'd come outside, I thought they had a play there. I don't know where it's designed to go, but he had him pinned. If he would have come back outside on that, I think he would have had a pretty good gain. As it is, the clock keeps
Chris,
running.
there's just so many things you can do. Like we ran the Rocket, the Laser, the Rego, the leg. Some things you can do off of the quick screen. It's just.
And here we go now. Clock still running. 4 minutes to go in the ball game.
There it
and
is.
Despot's got a man. It's Sheffer. It's your guy, Coach. And nice catch on the sideline
It's a great
by
play.
Matt Sheffer inside the 40 down to the 36-yard line. And heartbeat still existing for Braden River. Great throw.
He'd be touching a lot. He'd run
reminds me,
vertical.
we had a
I put
guy-
him in the slot and run vertical.
We
and
had a guy
dig
at
routes.
Manatee who wore number 9 that he reminds me of, named Chase Sandberg. As a junior, and then we moved to defense.
Number 9, I'll tell you what, he throws a nice football, the quarterback does. He
No,
throws,
I'm
he
talking about
spins
number
it
9
great.
that we had, your son. That's who
That
Sheffer
Chase,
reminds me of.
different Chase.
Yeah, that was a nice catch. Good
But,
ball.
but number
And
7, he's got to run digs. I got to get him involved big time.
Well, he got involved big time there. Great
That's
throw,
just a great catch.
And he bobbled that thing a little bit, was able to concentrate and hold it in. But Galloway now gets the
They
hand
just
on
want
it.
a steady.
Galloway
They
swallowed up
got
by
a
the
steady
middle of that
diet running the
Hurricane
football.
defensive
But
line.
tonight, inside the
I don't
tackles,
think you can
it wasn't
afford to
gonna
run.
work.
I don't think you can afford to run that play with 3 minutes left.
No.
And that clock is tick, tick, ticking.
I mean, unless you plan on using a timeout after it, you can't. That's. I mean, they use 35 seconds between the play and getting off the next play.
And that's what exactly what you alluded to earlier. You got to pick up that pace in between plays. Here they go out of the huddle, quick to the line, but you're down to now 3 minutes and 25 seconds, and it's still counting. And remember, they're down 2 scores here and a 2-point conversion.
They took almost 35 seconds to get that
Despot
off.
fakes the handoff. He's going for the end zone. He's got one receiver down there, overthrows everybody.
Double coverage.
Contact, but no flags. That ball was overthrown.
I guess it's incidental, right?
Looked that way to me.
I think the receiver ran up on a DB. That's a throw probably shouldn't be made. You're throwing it right into double coverage again.
Again. And the last time he
Almost like
tried that,
it's-
though, was a nice throw, dropping it in there on a dime. But now it's incomplete, bringing up 3rd down and 10. 3 minutes and 7 seconds left to go in the ball game. Down 15 points if you're the River. You need some magic right here on the Manatee home field.
It's almost like a predetermined throw that he was going to throw to that receiver regardless, rather than reading something.
And we got Edwards at the bottom of your screen, Heaven to the top. He's looking at Heaven.
Hitch.
There's that hitch. Nice job cutting it back inside 2 defenders and picking up extra yards. Enough for the 1st down, and the chains are going to move with 3 minutes to go, and that clock is stopped temporarily.
So if you can do it now, why can't we do it first, second quarter?
Yeah,
Just
week
do the same
after
thing.
week, we're saying the same thing. High school football teams need to get the ball to the flat, to receivers and athletes in space.
I'm not running up the middle a lot, I can tell you that.
And now 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen.
Not sure that's a legal formation because they have 2 guys like 7s on the line of scrimmage. With 17, he might be covered up.
And Despot's going to throw it out to Heaven in the flats.
Outside.
One defender out there, and that defender is able to bring him down. You hear Diaz coming out of that wolf strong safety position. Clock ticking, 2:25 to go in the ball game.
Really nice tackle, but I'd like to see the receiver just work outside right away instead of going inside.
Catch it, turn around.
Turn
That
outside,
play's not
get
a
what you
bad
can,
play
and get
for
out of
second
bounds.
quarter.
Yeah.
Exactly, turning it in bounds there. You might have been able to break that tackle, but clock is burning.
Yep. And once again, we're almost down to the 2-minute mark here, and Braden River's running motion.
Sheffer reverses field back in motion. He's going to be open, and it's going to be picked off. Maybe nice job that time closing
late.
by Christian Johnson. Incomplete pass.
He
is
couldn't
gonna
get much
stop.
on the throat because he had a guy in his face too. He had pressure, and I like the motion to get the guy open. But at this stage in the game, when the clock is running, it's hard
Short
to run.
pass.
It's hard to run motion plays. You're losing time.
And again, you're throwing short in the middle of the field, not giving your receiver a whole lot of a chance to get out of bounds. Going to have to break that tackle. But 2 minutes and 1 second left to go in the ball game. 3rd down and about 6 yards to go. Sheffer again in motion. Low snap fielded by Despot. Throws backside. Konchak
screen.
got the ball, and he's out of bounds at the 16-yard line. That's going to bring up 4th down and 2 yards to go.
Yeah,
They're going to mark him at the 17, which
4th
is a
and
full
3.
yard short of where I saw him step out. But out of bounds, stops that clock with 1:54. Braden River with all 3 timeouts. And they're going to call one now with the clock stop?
Yeah, I don't.
That's an interesting usage of the timeout right there.
I guess they just feel that this play is so important.
It is important, but
they have to get it right. And
it's fourth down.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, you got to get it right or there's no tomorrow.
But you don't want to use. Ideally, you don't want to use your timeouts when the clock is already stopped. That's something you try to avoid. I see Jim Lacey is down there talking to the ref about the spot. What you were talking about, Skip.
It was a yard off.
It was at least a yard off, he says, and the venerable Jim Lacey, who's been at Braden River a long time, and former co-worker of mine at Harley Middle School, where we worked with the illustrious George Schreier.
Love George Schreier, who's probably listening tonight at home, loving this broadcast.
You have to say that, right? Because your boss is listening. You love Willie Clark too, right?
I do. I work for both of those guys.
All your bosses.
Hey, man, they're good people.
Yes,
I've been blessed to work for a lot of great people over the years with the school district of Manatee County. Mike McCann up in there as well. Jan Sumner.
Mike McCann's grandson is playing baseball at Palmetto. He's a good little baseball player, Hunter Wingate. So you might maybe we'll get to do a baseball game this year and see McCann's grandson.
That would be outstanding.
They're going empty. Timeout Manatee.
That's, and you talk about the good usage of a timeout, even though the clock was stopped because of the importance of this play. Well, Manatee wanted to see how Braden River lines up out of that timeout. They take their own timeout. Hello, chess match.
Yeah, and Manatee's not worried about the clock. They don't need timeouts. They got the lead. They want the clock to run. So they wanted to make sure on this fourth down they saw what Braden River was going to be in, what Braden River had in their minds, what they're planning on doing, and then they go out and set their defense and call a defense accordingly and make sure they got everybody right.
So if you're Coach Sanders now, do you come out with a different play?
It depends on how confident you are, with your preparation and study of the other team and what defense you think they're going to be in and what you think they're going to do.
Well, they're calling that timeout based on what your formation was before that play, so give them something different if you got another one in your bag. But again, like you were saying, if you are confident in the play that you called against their defense, you got to stick with what you thought first. And here we go. We've got 5 wide receivers in the game, empty set. 3 to the top, 2 to the bottom. And we've got 3 defensive backs. Everyone's covered up.
He could hit Sheffer with a hitch right here if he pushes.
There's a
the
lot
safety.
of space.
He's open there.
He's
right
looking
there.
at him on the slant.
There it is on the slant.
Touchdown.
It was soft on him right off the bat. I said he had him all the way.
Actually, that was a great catch. He just turned and saw
the ball was there.
He
Good
had
throw.
no time to look at it, Chris.
Yeah, no. Despot made a great throw. Threw it on time. He had to get rid of it quick.
He just turned and hit him. It velcroed him. It just velcroed his chest.
Most quarterbacks throw the ball late. A step later than they should, and he was right on time in that one.
My question is, why wasn't that happening the first 3 quarters? It's a quick slant. It's nice. It's about an 8-yard route.
It was a slant by an inside guy too, and it was.
And nobody over the top.
They'll learn from it.
Yep. But before the snap, you could see that he had the soft coverage over him. He could have just turned around at 5 yards, gotten a first down, but I guess touchdown's better, right?
And that extra point by Bruno Roos is up, and it's good. And with $1:49 left to go in the ball game, the score is now Manatee 28 and the Braden River Pirates 20. We got ourselves a 1-score game. It is going to come down to an onside kick, but remember, Braden River with 2 timeouts. Let's see if that last timeout they called winds up costly on defense or not, or if they get this ball back.
Onside for the win, I guess, maybe, huh? They got 2 timeouts. I'm not sure.
You definitely got to have your hands team in.
You're not going to be able to down the football if you're Manatee and you get this thing back. You're going to have to move the ball forward, matriculate it downfield, try to get a first down.
But they're getting ready for the onside kick here. They have to have 4 on this side.
Let's see if Coach Dennis Stoller has got his special teams guys up, his hands team out there.
Yeah, that's an interesting.
Let's see their strategy here, too. Who are they going to kick it at? Is it going to be just a dribble? Is it going to be fired right in the chest of somebody, or is it going to be a little blooper?
He's going to bounce it, I think, and to their right. And there he goes.
Here's Roos, and he's going to have it ground on the ball, and the Manatee defender,
Manatee fell
kick
on
returner
it.
fell on it.
Number 20 got it. Good job recovering it. Dangler was trying to wrestle away
That's a great
from him.
job covering the ball. Number 20.
Yep.
And evidence that George Schreier is indeed listening.
So Manatee gets the ball, and all I have to do here is run out the clock. So one first down. Oh, it was Pender that recovered
that
the
first
onside
down,
kick.
yeah.
And that's ironic that as they lined up for that onside kick, it was Pender and Causey that were on that side for Manatee, the hands team. Both played at Braden River on the other side last year in this game.
And that's where Braden River decided to kick it to.
And now Pender's in to run out the clock as the bigger back that they have.
And let's not forget the captains for tonight's game for Manatee. All 4 captains were former Braden River Pirates. A strategic decision by head coach Jacques Green, and I love that.
And they're down to 1 timeout now. I guess he stayed in bounds there. He got about 6 yards.
And that clock is stopped with 1:37 to go. Timeout Manatee. Or excuse me, timeout Braden River. And Manatee's going to have a second down and 4.
We should also remember to thank the administration here at Manatee for the unbelievable hospitality that we always get, that we don't see everywhere. Matt Bowling and Sharon Scarborough, the principal and the AD, and the whole staff here that's just so inviting. And we want to thank the Swordfish Grill. The food was unbelievable. The muffaletta, Chuck was really liking that. The shrimp, and as always, the Shake Pit. Miss Debbie, thank you very much for the shakes. I got my hot fudge peanut butter. I'm good to go. Got my fix for a while.
And well said, Coach. I mean, no matter where you go, this is a first-class operation compared to any place. I covered the NFL for a decade, and I'll tell you what, I didn't run into a well-stocked press box like this too many places.
There goes Pender pounding ahead, first down. That should do it right there.
And that's going to do it. And Trevon Pender is going to get that ball inside the 35, and the clock does stop with 1:32 as Braden River calls their final timeout. Ball to the 33-yard line. And we'll go ahead and take an opportunity also to thank some of the students that helped put this broadcast together. Ricardo Campbell from MTC, he's operating that field camera down there. Chad Cohen, Matthew Monroe, Gideon Rique, Logan Kuntz, Connor Proud. They're all part of the Manatee High School TV and production class led by Chris Peters. Melissa Link also helping organize that stuff up here in the press box. And from Braden River High School, Mason Smithers, Jackson Hodges, Eduardo Rincini. That's all led by their guy out of Braden River High School, and that's Mr. Chris Yates.
Pender pounding ahead for another 9 yards. And Braden River's just trying to tackle the ball now. They have to. They have no other option but try to strip the ball out at this point. So he's getting a lot of yardage after contact.
And we're down inside 45 seconds now to go. One more snap ought to do it.
Yeah, they're going to take a knee now. Bon Bean's back about 10 yards in case somebody picks up a fumble and runs. They got somebody back there that can run. They can't get lined up here for victory formation. Tight ends can't figure out where to go. There we go. And he takes a nap.
And snap. Andrew Heidel kneels on it, and we've got 23 seconds left to go in this game. And that's going to wind up doing it. That's going to be your final score. So again, we had a great one-score game last year between Braden River and Manatee High School. Both of these teams come into this game undefeated, the only 2 undefeated teams left in the area, and now there's one. Manatee High School emerges from this game victorious. They move to 4-0 on the season. And Braden River, with their first defeat, falls to 2-1. Your final score from Joe Canaan Field at Hawkins Stadium, it's the Manatee Hurricanes 28 and the Braden River Pirates 20. And for our guys down in the truck, Steve Pannone, our producer, Carl Shelton, our audio and video whiz. And for our guys up here in the booth, Coach Chris Comboy and Coach Chuck Sandberg, I'm Skip Wilhoit. We want to thank you guys for joining us on the MSTV Game of the Week. We're going to have a break next week as there's no in-county matchups, and we'll be back in 2 weeks to see this Hurricane team travel to Lakewood Ranch to take on the Mustangs. So until then, you guys have a great time and enjoy your Friday night football.